still,
7,000 equal opportunity.
they just, I don't know, just decided they could go right through it or something, or got caught, you know, miscalculating, and it sunk their whole damn tanker boat, you know.
How about these motherfuckers?
You get a business
Which
phone number
motherfuckers?
and a business phone
It's
system
fly
on
show.
mobile app, so you can work
Those are some ballsy sons of bitches, I'll tell you what.
They literally fly an airplane through it.
Right through the fucking eye.
Right through the middle. And out the other side. And they did it this time.
They did. How'd you like to be in the back of that plane?
They're specially reinforced and all
I'm
that.
sure they are, but the ride up front's got to be a whole lot better than the ride in the back, you know?
If you're looking
And
for
then they eject me
smile, and you don't want
Yeah,
to go through
and they
the
drop
yard
out a lot of
race,
balloons and
or you
stuff
don't
like
want to
that.
spend
Now, what you call it,
$14,000
then there's another one that
many
accompanies
years,
that
then you
that
want
flies
to look
over it.
into a
That's a
rural
Learjet.
orthodontist
And that flies just over it and takes pictures.
It's remarkable what Dr. Kent Lawson is doing for
So,
expanding pallets
so
and
that one is
straightening
ballsy
teeth,
too.
where he does not
Hey, just an idea about
instructions,
today.
nor do you need surgery.
This
It
fucker is
minimizes
going to
your
have a
time
material
wasted.
impact
You can
on
have the complete
the whole
job from
country
beginning to
and
end
the
in 2 years or
processing
less.
of
In
every
some cases,
insurance
6
claim that
months or
there is.
less. And when you have
Okay.
a good palate and straight
Not in a
teeth,
good way.
you also have better health, and it can help with
So
TMJ.
every
or
little
sleep
auto
apnea
claim,
and other
every
problems
little,
that
you
originate
know,
in the mouth. So you get a
every little
beautiful
insurance
smile
claim
and
out
other
there
health
is
benefits.
having a material
Dr.
impact
Kent
on the
Lawson,
bottom
rural
lines of every
orthodontist in
insurance
TMJ,
company.
and he is
And
pioneered
so
the
they
new
have noticeably
orthodontic
slowed
system.
down their processing of every claim out there.
303-690-0100.
So
303
that's going to hit people in the pocketbook.
Look for Aurora Orthodontics on my referral list at referralist.com.
Same thing happened back when Katrina came in.
The Troubleshooter Show. Now,
Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being right.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, where we are fighting for you, trying to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. Listen, you know, there's no other show like it. Let's just face it, no other show. So why don't you just listen, then tell friends about it, and we can protect each other. That's what we do. But we have fun doing it. A lot of these, a lot of the information that we share, it's common information, good for all of us. 303-713-TALK. Today, a guest. We always have guests from the referral list at referralist.com. Good people that you need to know. We don't necessarily concentrate on one topic. Today we have John Fuller, personal injury attorney, Fuller Law, personalinjuryco.com. And he can talk insurance as well. And we were just talking about his house in Key West. Yep. He's got some destruction. He can't even get in there. But we're going to talk about in general. Let's talk about how insurance claims are affected around the country. How are they affected around the country? You said, how can the hurricane have effects on the entire country? How will it have effects on insurance claims?
So, Tom, the bottom line with insurance companies is they're a very regulated industry, and they have to maintain a certain amount of reserves, which means money in the bank set aside to pay claims. And it's generally a percentage that's regulated by each state, okay? When we have a large catastrophe like Katrina or like Harvey or like Irma, what that does is the insurance companies know that they're facing massive, massive claims. You know, these people can't even get back into their homes yet to assess the damage, but you can reliably predict in the next several months or even the next couple years, there's going to be a massive amount of claims made against these insurance companies. So even we here in little old Denver that are nowhere near anything to do with the hurricane, we notice in our practice that the insurance companies very much slow down the processing.
Well, are
of
they
their
running
claims.
out of money? Is that what you're saying?
I absolutely think that's part of the equation. I think the insurance companies put the brakes on paying anything they don't absolutely have to for as long as they possibly can, and it just delays the cash leaving the coffers, if you will.
Can any insurance companies, do you think, go out of business as a result of this?
Every time we have a national catastrophe like this.
But without paying, or are there?
Sure.
I mean, I'm under the illusion that insurance is insurance and it's golden. But are there cases where you could have a company that literally can't pay out?
Absolutely, yes. Insurance companies go under in this country all the time.
But they're not the major.
That's why they have all those ratings, like A, B, AA+.
Absolutely. Ever hear of AIG? Before
Yes,
their
of course.
bailout, AIG was absolutely going under. They did not have the assets to pay their obligations, and they were done.
But that had a lot to do with their investments on their, not their
9/11.
claims, not their claims.
But
right.
it has to do with everything, and claims are no different. If you have, claims are based on, statistically, actuarially,
of course,
guessed upon averages. Okay, we get a hurricane. We've had a hurricane. The last time it hit Florida was 15 years ago, okay? So if you're a betting guy and you say, well, is it going to happen again for 15 years? Who knows? Warren Buffett made a decision last year to pull out of the Florida market, and he wasn't doing any more wind insurance, and that was a brilliant decision. We had hurricanes this year.
How the hell did he know?
I don't know.
No, seriously.
How does Buffett know anything?
No. He reaped the profits for the last 15 years.
And then pulled out and didn't pay a single claim. Yep.
Did not pay a single claim after reaping those profits because he decided to get out of the market.
That's correct.
I mean, he must have thought it's time.
Yeah, I mean, and he could have been wrong for the next 10 years, and he still would have come out better than being in that market with the catastrophic losses that they suffered in this storm.
He'll probably pop right back in, too.
He
Welcome.
might.
Let's talk to Shelley. This is a personal injury case. Shelley, what's happening?
Hi. My daughter, it'll be 2 weeks ago tomorrow, was hit at 10:30 in the morning by a drunk driver. Someone drunk at 10:30. I can't even fathom that.
Well, drunks are drunks. I mean, they don't have a time of day.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know anybody that drinks during the daytime. Anyway, she was on her way literally to go get car insurance. She already got the quote.
Wait a minute. She didn't have insurance.
No, she just bought the car.
But when she bought the car, they let it go without insurance?
Apparently so.
Was it a dealer or a private individual?
No, it was a personal.
Oh, well, that's why.
That's why. And so she was a block and a half from our house. My other daughter was sitting passenger, and my grandson was in his car seat in the back.
So wait, your daughter?
I have two daughters. Yeah.
Your daughter and her sister, meaning two daughters, and grandson?
Yes.
What are the injuries?
My daughter got a fractured nose, and she's got neck and back problems now.
Well, does the drunk driver have insurance?
No, he sure didn't.
No insurance at all?
Nope. And he was so drunk he didn't even know what was going on. I ran down there because it was a block and a half from our apartment. I went on foot running down there because my grandson was shaking. He just turned 4
Wait a minute.
last Tuesday.
Was this drunken driver arrested?
Yes, he was. And when the police said, we're taking you to jail, he said, for what?
Does he have any assets, do you know? Is he a bum? Tell me about him.
Don't know, because it was his mother's car that he was driving.
Hold on. His mother has insurance, probably.
She does not. Apparently the police checked, and there hasn't been insurance since April. So.
Does she have?
Shelley, this is John Fuller. Do you know anything about where this guy was coming from? I mean, there are some bars that are open in the morning hours like that. Was he coming from someplace he had been drinking?
I think that he was just pulling out of the Shell station on the corner there. I honestly don't know. There was a bottle in his car. We have the picture of it. On top of his car, a bottle of whiskey that was almost completely gone, like a 750 milliliter bottle. So apparently he downed the whole thing. And
when she bought this car, did your daughter have an existing car and a policy of insurance before she bought this new one, even though it wasn't quite added on yet?
No, she had a car that was a lease, and she turned it back in because she sold her condo and got, made a profit on it, and that's when she went out and bought the car in cash and everything. But
did she? When did she turn that lease car in?
In February.
Oh.
So it's been a while.
Gotcha.
She was bumming rides for me. But the problem we're having now is the tow yard will not let her take her stereo that she had it
Well,
installed.
hold on. That's the least of your problems. But let me ask you this, Shelley. As far as your other daughter, did she have a car?
No. My youngest daughter, no. I actually bought her car from her.
Did anybody that lives in your home have any insurance at all?
Yes, I do.
And do your daughters live in your residence?
Well, it's actually my daughter's apartment, and I'm living with her. So.
But what kind of insurance do you have?
I just have liability.
Oh, God.
Because my car is an 85 Mercedes. It's ancient.
Do you know if you have something called uninsured motorist coverage on your policy?
I really don't know, but since I wasn't
It
in
would
the
be
car,
something you'd have to specifically disclaim. It would be a good idea to take a look at your policy. I'm serious.
Who's your insurance company?
Okay.
Who's your insurance company?
My insurance company is, oh my gosh, I just got this like 3 weeks ago. I went through All Drivers. It's called All Drivers Insurance, and I'd have to look at my policy. I don't.
What are you
have it
thinking,
with me.
John?
Well, I'm thinking that this is a really unfortunate situation, but it's a wonderful opportunity for a lesson on what not to do. I mean, as sad as that is to say, this is what happens when you decide, oh, my car's a piece of junk, I only need liability. Oh, I don't need all that add-on coverage. Oh,
And you don't need certainly collision and all of that, but you would want to get at least uninsured motor.
There are certain coverages that are so cheap, it just does not make any possible sense not to have. And MedPay is one of them, and uninsured motorist is one of them. In Colorado right now, I heard a statistic that 1 out of 3 drivers is uninsured. And think about that. How many hundreds of thousands of cars do you see in a day just driving up and down 25? 1 out of 3 of them have nothing.
Now, she wants help with the tow company took her car, right?
Yeah.
It was a police tow, meaning they had to clear the street. All right? Is her car totaled?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Is there a police hold on the car? Because many times when there's an arrest, there becomes an evidentiary hold that keeps them from letting anything happen to the car.
Right. They can't touch the car if it's on hold.
No, not on our end. I mean,
how do you know?
Because she went yesterday and they let her get certain personal effects, but they told her that the stereo
is part of the car.
As part of the car.
Yeah. Do you know why they're saying that? Because they got to get paid, and they're going to get paid by selling that car.
Yep. They're gonna file a lien on it.
So they have a right to not let her get, even though the accident wasn't her fault.
Right. Because
unless you can pay to get the car out of the lot.
Right.
No, because it's $800 and some odd now. It's been there for 2 weeks. So
she's a victim, Shelley. There's no doubt about it.
So,
what you have to do is try to get the DA.
Yes, exactly. The victim's advocate's
the district attorney you call in the county where this happened, where he was charged, and they will order restitution.
And they might even be able to help up front, because that criminal case could take months and months to resolve itself. There's something called victims assistance that can actually help in situations like this. You know, I don't know about your precise situation, but they help out with all kinds of stuff like funeral expenses and stuff that are short-term needs. So contact victim assistance at the DA's office.
Yeah, they told her that she didn't qualify because she didn't have insurance, so she was literally on her way to Fred Loya to go get it. She already got the quote and everything.
She was on her way to Fred Loya, thank God.
This story can't take any more turns.
No. Fred Loya is the worst choice in the world you could make. But, Shelley, the bottom line is there's nothing we can do about it. Now, they may not help with victim assistance, but they will order restitution. Stay on top of that, Shelley. Even though she may not get an immediate payment, they will order restitution.
I'm just curious, were they legal or illegal?
Well, we don't. Now, you're talking about documentation.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
It's one person that was drunk. I don't know, Shelley. Do you know the immigration status? Why are you asking that?
Because he said 1/3.
What are you, some kind of Trump lover? What are you doing that? Asking about immigration status. What the hell do we care?
I'm turning my mic off.
Well, hold on. Shelley.
Yeah.
Do you know about his immigration status?
Well, he was a white male, 38 years old. So
he was a good old American, Mark.
Okay,
a good old American drunk.
Could be a Canadian.
He wasn't a Mexican drunk. He was a good old American drunk.
Could be from France.
Okay. Okay, folks, I don't really care about the guy's immigration status at this point. 303-713-TALK. And by the general consensus of this state, now, I don't know if the whole country goes along with it. I don't know what Idaho would do. And most states, like California, Florida, New York, and this state, you want illegal immigration to take place, and you have no problem with it, and you want them to be safe, sound, get all the benefits, that is what the consensus of the
and
people
not pay taxes and everything
Not,
else. But okay, that's all good,
No
Tom.
one said not paying taxes, but if you look at the general overall legislation that we elect, the lawmakers we elect,
like the last president,
and
right?
the mayor of this city,
just like the last president, right?
They want undocumented immigrants to have every single right.
That's why Trump's in office, correct?
To have every single right we have. I'm telling you what people want, okay? And maybe there are people that don't feel that way, but the people in Colorado have spoken. Their lawmakers are all for sanctuary
So you're saying the
cities.
majority of people in Colorado want, as you put it, illegal immigration?
No, they don't actually want it, but
that's what you said, though.
Yeah, but well, here's what I want to say: they don't care about it. They don't care about it. What I mean is, I don't think anyone wants it. They would love for people to be documented, but if they're not, they have no problems giving them all the rights and privileges and benefits of an American citizen. They have no problem. In fact, do not want to turn them in and want them to live here
undocumented.
Yes.
And you think that's the majority of the country?
Yes.
Okay.
No. I said some states, including Colorado.
I said the whole country, the majority of the country.
I don't know what the majority is. I only go by the lawmakers they elect. The lawmakers we elected here, ask any one of them. Ask any one of them. They are for sanctuary Denver, sanctuary Colorado. I'm just telling you, they don't care. And the ones who say they do care are the first ones to say, hey, I need some drywall. Do you know any illegal immigrants that can do it cheap?
Then you make them all legal. That's fine. You pass amnesty. You give them a Social Security number so they can pay taxes as well.
I'm not giving you my opinion. I am telling you that immigration, even though we think it's a big hot button, it's not. People don't care. They say, even the ones that say they do
people would argue
really
the
care.
whole reason Trump got elected was the wall, the wall, the wall.
Yeah, well,
so some people must care.
Well, where is the wall?
I have no idea, but my point is some people must care.
Well, here's the point. They may care, but they don't act on it because right now Trump has the lowest popularity
not next to Congress
rating of anyone, and all of his Republican congressmen will not pass one thing. So where's this mandate, Mark? Where is this mandate? It's not happening.
The argument is nothing to do with that. All I'm saying is you're saying the majority of the country wants undocumented.
No, I didn't say they want them. I said they don't care about them. Don't put words in my mouth. We'll talk more coming up.
Love banter. Where's your mandate? Where's your fucking mandate? They can't even get health care. Where's this mandate?
What do you mean they can't get health care?
The Republicans control everything and can't get anything done. That's the most...
I thought you meant illegals get health care. They just walk into the hospital and get health care.
That is true.
It's extremely true.
I'm just saying people are two-faced idiots.
No, I think the politicians are two-faced idiots.
Oh, every Republican ran on the wall. They ran on getting rid of Obamacare, and not one of them are doing it. And they're all going to get their asses tossed out.
Because they're scared of the media. Trump is not scared of the media. Politicians are scared of the media.
They are.
Terrified for whatever reason.
Hey, would you pull up the call screen? I want to see what's up. Yeah. Oh, we didn't get... So that dude for Denver food trucks is supposed to be up. You gotta light him up.
Would you say most, John, uninsured that you would come across?
Go on, say it. Are undocumented.
Are undocumented.
We're on broadband right now. Just say it. Of course not.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think there's just a lot of damn people that are so right on the edge that insurance takes second seat to feeding themselves.
And really, they get no trouble for it. I mean, very little trouble.
Listen, you can go, here's the way it is. In this state...
Courtney Pierce sent out.
Yeah, I got a text. Yeah, he sent it to me.
Insurance policies run for 6 months, okay? You walk into Fred Lawyer, you walk into the General, and you buy a policy. They give you a card. It's good for 6 months, okay?
And then you cancel.
You cancel it or you just don't pay it and the damn thing lapses. Well, eventually that kind of catches up with you because they turn you into the Department of Revenue. They begin to suspension activities. Well, I mean, it's just a never-ending cycle. But that's what happens. People buy it. You know, I've got a case right now where a guy should have had $1 million policy on a big-ass commercial asphalt truck, okay? He got the damn certificate, canceled it a month later, and got a $25,000 minimal limits American family policy instead.
I have something.
People are so dumb.
Mark,
Yeah.
I hid $10,000 in cash. That's right.
What do you mean you hid it?
I hid it.
Like recently?
Yeah. $10,000. I sold my motorcycle. I have $10,000 in cash hidden somewhere. I swear to God.
That's all you got for that? You should have got more.
No, I got more than that.
But yeah, okay.
In your home or in your office? You
I
don't
don't. I
know.
fucking don't.
But you've
I swear
moved
to
since
God.
then.
No, I didn't move since then.
Oh, I thought you just sold that motorcycle like a year ago or so.
I sold the motorcycle recently.
You know, when I go
when I
back-
got my new Mercedes, but I hadn't moved.
Okay, so we can move any place.
No, I was already there. I've been in that new place since.
They always ask for my social because they run a credit check.
But I
So if you don't have a social, how the fuck do you buy insurance?
I
don't
usually write
understand.
myself notes, but I didn't write
companies
myself a note.
don't require that.
Some don't require it, so they really have no
Or
idea
they
who they're
feed 'em-
insured.
Or they feed them bullshit social, you know? I mean, these
should
guys
try
are
to do
getting jobs
time, put your
advancing background
hypnotism
check
and
with
see
their
if they could
hyped
pull
up
that out.
social.
Oh, I just found this over.
There are unscrupulous insurance
See,
companies.
I'm not crazy. I did find it. I just found this note.
In the-
See, I knew that I would be, I knew that I would not know. I knew that I would not, I swear to God, I hide medication. You know, I don't know why, because I'm from cleaning people, I don't know why. You know, like, it's not even important medication. You know, like, I get 3 months at a time, I hide it. And I forget, I'm getting really bad. Not short-term memory, I'm sharp as a mother, but, and not really long-term. That medium memory is like, I'm like going crazy. I hide shit, I get scared.
John, did you see where he put it?
Yep.
Will you tell us?
Here, it's right here. The main problem, most illegals do not have insurance. I'm reading something on it purely because of the paperwork. The insurance companies won't cover them. Well, shit, because I state something is fact, that's a problem?
It's not for lack of being able to get insurance. There are agencies in Colorado that would sell a mouse a policy of insurance. Okay?
The general.
Let's ask Compass. I'd like to ask Compass.
They do it all the
How
time,
does
and then
Compass know?
they pre-print.
If I don't have a social security number, can they give me insurance?
Okay, Christine Salazar has something to say. She's in row.
The truth does not matter. From Michael Brown. So fake news matters? Yes, fake news matters because
Neighbor trying to kill.
Can you get a driver's license?
Yes, now you can. We passed that about 2 or 3 years ago.
We have people call that lose their driver's license and don't have their birth certificate and literally can't get another license. How do they get a license?
There's people that get out.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's try to help people all we can. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Elaine, what's going on with you, Elaine? What's happening?
I have a neighbor.
Yes?
Who lives behind me who was in the chemical business, and it's hard to catch him. He's always spraying. If we plant grass, he kills it. We plant flowers, he kills it.
Why would he be killing your plants and flowers?
I don't know. I don't know if it's jealousy or if he wants a house for his daughter. I don't know.
He's
why.
a neighbor, and you think he wants to drive you out? Has he been there as long as you?
No. He's been there 30 years. We've been there 42 years.
So have you always been at odds with him?
Years, yes. He's
Oh, come on. For 30 years, you guys have been at each other?
Well, he I don't know what's wrong with him. We don't even do anything to him. One time my sister went over and asked him, why are you, I'm your neighbor, do you know who I am? Why are you killing my shrubbery? Why are you killing
And
my
what did he say?
He didn't say anything. He wouldn't answer.
Now you're located in New Jersey?
Yes, Wayne, New Jersey. And he called the cops on us, and he wouldn't answer her why he's doing all this damage. And he got weak in the knees, and then he shouted.
How old is this guy?
74 years old.
How old are you?
And
I'm just curious, how old?
In my 60s.
Okay, so I mean, I just wonder if it was two old coots going after each other, but it's not. You sound like you got your wits about you, and this guy's 74. Do you think that maybe he's not doing it? Like, Elaine, here's what I'm trying to say.
No, he is doing it because
You really believe, no, seriously, you believe that
yes.
he's trying to kill your plants?
Well, he has done it. My whole lawn he ruined. After he puts the chemical down, he puts the gravel on top of it. So I went down to remove the gravel. I bent down to remove it, and my fingers started burning. I knew he put chemical there.
Did you ever call the police?
I called the police. They want pictures, so I have to get a camera. I'm going to get a camera now.
Well, that would, that would be good if you could hide. They make all kinds of low-price cameras now that you can put on broadband that would take their movement motion activated.
I don't have a computer though. What kind of?
Oh crap. Okay, those require some kind of monitoring.
Yeah, so I'm going to get a VC.
Yeah, but if you get a regular camcorder though, that's hard to do, to set up and just leave it. They make these ones. One is called Arlo, and it's wireless and it runs on battery.
She doesn't have a computer though.
Right, right. Do you have any?
How would she even view it?
Do you have any neighbors that can help you?
Well, we're going to get a monitor and with a hard drive to, and have an electrician install it so we can...
Well, listen, if you do this, really, that's what you need. Because, Elaine, people are going to either think you're nuts or they're going to think he's nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they think he's nuts because they know he's a troublemaker and he's dumping all leaves in our yard.
Other than chemicals on the flowers and grass, is he doing anything else to you guys personally?
Killing our plants. He's killing our plants, and he either steals our plants or kills them.
Do you have his number?
I have it, Tom. She did not want me to call him.
You don't want us to call him?
This will do more damage.
But she did have a question for
you.
you.
Yeah, what's your question, Elaine?
I'd like to know if you have to have a license to deal in these kind of chemicals.
Some chemicals you do.
Like he deals in small chemicals?
I don't know what he deals with. I mean, I don't know which ones he has, but yes, certain chemicals you can't have without special certifications.
Okay, but don't you have to be of sane mind to have a license?
I don't know. I mean, you're saying he's insane, Elaine. That doesn't mean he is. Elaine, if you want us to get directly involved, we will, okay? Right now what I can do is just say, try to get some photographic evidence. Try to get some evidence. And if you can, fine. If you can't, you want us to call him, we'll call him, and we'll be pretty diplomatic about it. Now, let's, 303-713-TALK. Now, Ron, what's happening? Ron?
Yes.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Well, I had a motorhome catch on fire and was a complete burn on I-70 2 months ago now.
A complete burn?
It burned to the ground.
Holy crap. What was wrong with it? I mean, do you know?
They said it was an engine fire, but that's all I know. My wife and I were driving down the road, and we smelled smoke and pulled over, and next thing we know, we had I-70 closed for 4.5 hours.
Oh, man. Okay, so what do you need from me? How can I help you, sir?
I have a discrepancy on what my insurance is offering me compared to what I feel it's worth, compared to what I've found replacements of the exact same year, model, everything else for. So they tell me that I need to get an appraiser, an arbitrator to...
Well, hold on. An arbitrator is only for the appraisal process. Here's what I suggest you do. Get Steve Hatta at Century RV. They can help you. He's a professional. You can get a professional RV dealer to do it. What year is this?
It was a 2001 that my parents bought new with 26,000 miles on it.
Okay, it's going to be hard. You understand, people always have, and John, you come across this, even though you do personal injury, John Fuller Law, you do personal injury, but of course, inevitably, people have cars that are destroyed and things, and have you ever found anyone who ever values their car correctly? I mean, I don't. I'm serious. Everyone feels, and I don't mean that as a put-down, people feel their cars and trucks are worth more than insurance companies do.
Well, yeah, I think that's always the case. People think their kids are a lot cuter than they sometimes are as well. But so I think Mark can speak to this. The same advice I gave him is they don't always get it right, and you can only arm yourself with the facts. And you need to go out, and sometimes you have to get an appraiser that's a real live professional that can put a specific dollar figure on something. But the insurance company is going to use their databases. You have to do your own research and have better information than they do.
They can even say things like, hey, it was defective. I mean, really, if it caught on fire, they could say it was defective and not worth as much because of that. Here's what I want to ask, Ron. Did you ever have it valued before, ever?
No, my parents bought it new. Like you said, it was garage
Okay.
kept.
Here, what do you think? What do you think it's worth? Just give me a price. What do you think?
Realistically, I think it's worth in the mid to high 40s.
And it's a what year? A 2000.
2001.
And how many feet is it?
It was a 39-foot diesel pusher.
What kind?
National Trade Winds.
What's National?
LTC.
National Trade Winds? Who's the man? What kind of chassis was it? A Gillig or what? Do you know?
It was a Freightliner.
Okay. I think you're really stretching it, brother. I really do. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I know RVs pretty well, but I'm not a professional. Steve Hatta at Century RV. Do you know do you know about Century RV?
Well, I went in there and actually talked to them. I didn't know I could use them. They said if they had it on their lot the way I'm explaining it, they'd ask 60 and take anything over 50.
Well, you know what? If truly that's what he said, then you need to get something in writing. Steve Hatta is a pro, or his people. They have a service department, too. They're up, you know where they are, on the 119 turnoff to Longmont, along I-25. They're good people, and I'm telling you, his word would mean something. It really would. I can't fight it without, if that's what you need, an appraiser, I would start there. They would at least know somebody if they can't do it themselves. That's 303-453-1111. They have new and used RVs, so he knows both markets. He has all the major brands. He has Class A's like you have, Class B's, Class C's. That's 303-453-1111, CenturyRV.com. If he can't help you, call us back.
Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Let's
that was pretty good.
how you can help home buyers. We have a number of programs. They're all free. Whether it's our Ideal Home Purchase Plan that is
You realize that lady you were talking to is a nut.
Well, Marsh, she could be.
Could be.
Is today Wednesday?
She was questioning the neighbor's sanity.
Kids.
She's in her 50s. She has no computer.
Fun. So Wednesday or Friday.
Chemicals, Roundup. Anybody go buy Roundup?
You know what?
You don't have to be the same mind about it.
I should have said, well, you got some in your garage, don't you?
Oh, my God.
So how'd your place turn out, man? Is it okay? You don't know?
We didn't get flooded, is the only good news. There's some exterior damage. We got flooded a little bit in the garage, but...
So you'll be back soon. You'll be back here soon, then.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a war zone down there. It's crazy. I've got some video of the drive in there to the house, and I'll show you.
Does the fishing in the local area really suffer too? I imagine it does, right? If you went down there fishing, it probably wouldn't be very good right now.
So you have to understand where I'm at. And Tom, I do not have a home in Key West. I do not have a home in Key West. Repeat after me. John does not have a home in Key West.
You have a home in some other place.
Oh,
but I picked up on that. I shut up, and I didn't even mention it again. But where is it?
It's in Alamorado. We're in the Upper Keys. I'm 90 miles away from Key West.
Oh my God, you are far away. Okay.
Yeah. I'm in the Upper Keys. I'm in Alamorado.
You're not far from Miami.
I'm about 65 miles from Miami.
You're not far.
Right. So I'm down. You hit Key Largo, and then there's a couple other little towns, and then there's Alamorado. We're considered the Upper Keys. Key West, you have Marathon, you have Big Pine Keys.
It's where you are in the same kind of lifestyle, though. That's still
totally. Yeah. But it's just different. Key West is its own little world.
First of all, they call them all Key West, and only one of them is Key West, right? Well, I know, but I call it. I know. When I say Key West, I'm an idiot.
Second Florida Keys.
I'll call you.
All right, let's start. You do the mail now.
Yeah.
Mail now.
Has never seen anything like it.
have to be
Here's where I'm at. Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. I see where you are. Yeah.
Right there. Plantation Key.
Oh, you're really close to the mainland.
Such as March Carson.
Well, about 45 miles down.
The two-lane highway. The two-lane highway
begins right here.
And it goes all. Then what's up in here? I never saw this.
This is a place called
Ocean Reef.
Do people live up there?
Yeah, it's a very private, very upscale.
North Key Largo and what's Islandia?
Islandia was
Is that a park?
No, it doesn't exist. It was a concept back in the 60s. They were going to create their own little community, little commune, self-sufficient, and it got wiped out.
Okay, so you're way the hell up there. I see it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, during peak season, it's a 4-hour drive to Key West.
Oh my God, Key West, you're right. You're nowhere near, you're way down there.
Way different place.
So you didn't get hit near as hard as Key West, but it's
got
that bad.
class 3.
It's that bad. That was in your area, not Key West. Holy shit.
It's been years since you filed your tax
It was every bit of a class 3 as it came over our house. We had about 110-mile-an-hour winds at our place.
Do people live like on every little one on the way down? Like Layton and Duck Key and Marathon? Do people live on all of those?
Yeah, they're all. Marathon's a pretty decent sized
You
city,
don't have to
actually.
worry about your wages being garnished or worry about losing your house or other assets. Let Larson get between you and the IRS. They'll get the feds and the state off your back, and they'll save thousands and thousands of dollars.
Tavernier is right next door to me.
Is Tavernier nice? You too. Check it out at LarsonTaxRelief.com and make sure to call 844-LARSON-TAX.
Here's the
That's
drive into.
844-LARSON-TAX.
My God, that is
Tax
large.
Tax Relief, an audit organization I endorse.
People out of Key West are true leaders.
Museums down there.
I thought TransUnion was connected to them.
No, they're 3 separate ones.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely, they're separate stocks and symbols.
Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of
experience
security
the
and
other one,
functionality for threat protection, email migration.
Now, do they have any of these islands inhabited out here?
So this is coming around.
She only has like 6 or 7 minutes. Could you take her? It's a good call.
Sean Hannity, today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
That's cool. That is cool.
But it's war zone.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have somebody who says they're a victim of the Denver custom food truck and restaurant equipment we're going to get to in a little while. I just want to put you alert to that, because this guy is apparently a really bad dude, this place. I mean, we've been reading about them. They are implicated in all kinds of stuff in the past, and I can't believe that anyone would go to them anymore.
I don't think we've heard one good thing about them.
And weren't there some drug charges or convictions, or just charges?
The owner, yeah. Larry Perez and stuff was, in 2011, he did a big bust, and just lately, too.
Okay, 303-713-TALK. Let's keep going, okay? I want to help you. And who is this? Let me just get Jean? Jean?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on, Jean?
Okay, I live in an apartment complex in the metro Denver area.
Yes.
And I have a son who is a felon. And he's just been home. He's in a halfway house. And my landlord is telling me that he cannot come and hang out with us for a few hours. Otherwise, we have to pay. She has not given me a specific
Wait a minute.
amount.
You have an apartment, and he just wants to come and visit you?
Yes.
Or now, when you say for a few hours, you're sure he's not going to live with you?
I'm positive he cannot live with me.
I don't know how he can keep you from having a visitor.
Nothing to do with sex offense, right?
No.
It wouldn't matter. I mean, if the guy is a felon, ex-felon, he did his time. Well, he's in a halfway house. He's on like a parole, right?
Right, exactly.
I don't see how the guy could keep him from visiting. I mean, I think he could make it hard for you and try to evict you because of it, but you could fight it. John Fuller, what do you think?
Well,
I mean, your gut. What do you think?
I can tell you there are apartment complexes where we get forced evictions all the time when they get just even an allegation of some criminal activity, and
right.
I could see that.
But if they're visiting, though, that's the thing.
I get that, but they're going to try to say that that's a violation of their lease provision or something, that, by bringing this guy in with poor character or something. But what are they telling you that you would have to pay, Gene?
Yeah, what do they mean?
They haven't given me a specific amount of what they charge. I know that if someone spends the night for more than 3 days, they consider it a move-in.
Right.
Well, he's not moving in.
Nor is he spending.
Well, what is he? Why is he even getting the idea that he would be there longer? Why? Where did you say?
Because he comes before he goes to work, which is at like 6:30 in the morning. I'll make breakfast for him. I leave it on the table. I go to work. He comes by. He gets his breakfast. He goes to work. He has a job.
Every day?
Every day?
Every day. Monday
Well,
to Friday.
it looks like he lives there, yeah.
But he doesn't come every day. He only comes, he's only been since he's been out of prison, he has only been to my house 3 times.
Okay, here's the deal. I think the landlord suspects he's living there. Okay?
Here's the
and you can say to the landlord this. You can say to the landlord if you want.
Can I tell you one other thing?
Go ahead.
They have a camera right on my door, so they know that he does not stay
But you
there.
could say this too. You could say this too. Mr. Landlord, if you want to, you could say, feel free to inspect the premises any time when I'm there. Just let me know. And you can see he's not here. He doesn't live here. He doesn't have his stuff here. He just comes to visit. Now listen, I think he can restrict you from having someone live there, but I don't think he can restrict you from having him visit. So the only thing I can tell you is this. This is the only thing you can do, Gene, because we can't call him and say, stop that, because it's his property. He's going to say, I don't have to. But he is violating your rights and his rights. So here's what you do. You just do it. And then you keep proof. I mean, you just do it. And then if he evicts you, do you have a lease?
I do.
If he evicts you, he has to give a reason. If the reason is you're violating the lease, you have to go to the hearing and literally defend yourself. You know, evictions are not automatic. People think they are. They're not automatic. You get to defend yourself. Now, if you owe money, obviously, you got to pay the money. So if you don't owe money, then that person has to prove their case. 303-713-8255. Teddy, what's happening, Teddy? Welcome.
That's what I was like, okay.
Hi, Teddy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's going on with your roof, Teddy?
Well, it's not my roof, it's my friend's roof.
What's going on?
I am trying to help her. She has a brain injury,
what's her name?
I'm trying to assist her this morning.
What's her name?
It is Sherry.
Sherry. What's happening? What's happening with Sherry's roof?
Okay, so what happened is, do you want me to work backwards, or do you want me to start with the date?
Start with any way you want, and I'll ask questions.
Okay, sounds good. Well, lately I've been noticing she's been having a lot more coughing problems because this roofing issue seems to be leaking.
Okay, now did she have this roof?
Wall.
Did she have the roof repaired recently or anything?
She is with the Homeowners Association, and yes, they had the roof, a new roof put on in March 2015.
Okay, so do you feel since March of 2015 she's had these problems? Are you blaming the roof?
Well, yes, there's actually, they've had some people out there, some issues with the roof. Like there's a leak. There's a really bad leak that is causing what looks like mold coming down the outside.
Now, where is the leak? Is it near her apartment?
Yes, absolutely.
So you feel there are mold spores in her apartment?
That would be correct. It's right on that outside, the front outside wall.
Have you tested her apartment for mold spores?
She is on a very limited income, and so am I, so we have not been able to do that.
Okay. Hey, Mark, do we have anybody on the referral list that can test for mold?
Yes.
Let me look. Could we call... hold on a second. Let's see if we can call someone.
I think the problem is bigger than that.
Okay. What do you mean bigger than that, Suzanne?
So the roof was done. They don't think it was done properly. Sherry had an expert out who said if you stood on the roof where it needs to be repaired, you would fall through. It is that soggy.
So
and
the
HOA is not doing anything about it.
Right. HOAs are notorious for that. If it doesn't affect a lot of people, they don't want to fix something. Are these townhomes or condos, Teddy?
Condominiums.
Okay, so they don't have their private entrance.
Townhomes and condos. She lives in a condo.
Okay, and so the roof over her is also over other condos.
It's mainly over hers. Where the issue is.
Is she on the top floor?
Yes.
She's on the top floor. Okay, hold on a second. We need to call both a roofer and a mold mitigator. And I don't seem to recall a lot of mold people anymore on our list, but we got to beef that up. That is a very important category. So hold on. We have a lot more to talk about. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark Trenner is a trademark and copyright and patent attorney. Today we have John Fuller with us from Fuller Law. We have a lot of attorneys on our referral list. Another one of them is Mark Trenner. Now, Trenner is the guy in town who will talk to you, give you a cell phone number, and be in touch with you for your patent searches, copyrights, and trademarks. Don't trust your ideas to some 800 number or some internet site. They are mostly rip-offs. So please, if you need help with an invention, a trademark, a copyright, or anything creative, 720-221-3708, 720-221-3708, Trenner Law.
So I was looking on the map again. There's still this is a pretty nice community. All these are really nice communities. So where in there are you?
Backups already to Broadway. Rescue vehicles have yet to arrive on the scene. Also, look out for cars off to the left shoulder, somewhere about 25 at Alameda. The highway is clear, but there's about a half a dozen vehicles off to the left shoulder.
Some of them might look some photographs.
Approach that section with caution. The weather forecast. Mostly sunny, isolated thunderstorms this afternoon. Hot with a high near 91. Right now, we got a few clouds above in the Mile High City, and we're sitting at 78. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Equifax recently announced a breach of 143 million identities, and you need to take steps to get protection. Be among the millions who trust their identity theft protection to LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK for 10% off. 630 KHOW,
an iHeart radio station.
Looking for auto repairs? Let's talk about Sheridan
That's your home.
Autotech. And Kevin
Son of a bitch, right there.
Autotech.
Does that seem weird to look at it?
Repairs. He gives you personalized service,
That's
sharing and understanding
nice.
when it comes to the economy.
I mean, from what I can see, so that full story, that's gone, right?
It's not gone, but here's the, so that big tree bank behind us, that big tree bank is like
Sheridan
this stuff right here.
303-455-7242.
Is this yours? Did he take pictures for you?
Yeah.
Affordable interest mortgage. Let us show you how to own your home faster, not charge your spending limits, and save over $100,000 in interest. It's your money. Call 720-895-0500 and take advantage of the never have anyone behind it. Where you receive $300 down from any closed loan, use it for Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond, and the opportunity for $1,000 cash, 3 days of brokerage, or a new LCD 55-inch flat screen. Call 720-895-0500.
Everywhere in the country, why there?
Paying mortgage insurance, stop.
But how? Did you go from vacation?
Yeah, I went there to the place called Chico Lodge, and we ended up really liking it. We got married there. We know people there. You know, after you've been to the place a few times, you start knowing different fishing guys and people in the community, and you just know it. And you can,
every day.
you know, but scroll out one more
Call now
time.
to take advantage of the It's All About You event. $300 now and the
So our
opportunity for
vote
another $1,000.
is-
Call for details. Time is right now. 720-895-0500.
Cool.
298-1 regulated by DORA, equal credit
There's
lender.
less than
Have an
half the
elbow
house.
that's sore, you need knee surgery, or you think you do shoulders, backs, whatever's ailing you, if you want to know about stem cell therapy, which could possibly put off your surgery indefinitely, relieve it for sure, under
right
no
on the-
obligation
I mean, it's
and
just
no
got everything
pressure,
we want.
there
We've
will
got
be free
4 miles of
informational
reach with some of the
seminars
best dives
about
in the
stem
world.
cell
All
therapy
offshore
put on
fishing.
by
This is
Stem
the
Cell
best.
Institute. In many cases, you can avoid surgery altogether. In some cases, you can delay surgery, and in all cases, you will get
This is
relief.
Tom.
That's why they offer these free informational seminars with
Brian
no
who?
obligation
Brian
or
who?
cost to you. They have them all over the Denver metro area, north and south, from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs, and everywhere in between.
Yes.
Call for your
Yes.
next seminar.
Oh, I remember you, Brian. Yes. And you can do it, right?
If you like what you hear, make an appointment.
Okay.
It's that
All
easy.
right. Let
That's
me see if we can.
855.
I'm going to call you maybe in a few minutes, or it might be after the hour. This is your number, right?
Golden Spike at 303
Thank you, Brian. I'll see you.
For a thorough and free inspection. For right to the last mail, call Golden Spike.
We've got, let me see, we got. What's that? Is he on the list?
No, but we won't use it unless we have to.
Guys don't really talk about antiperspirant.
Okay. Home spy properties, home front inspection, axiom inspection, and radon.
They test for it, but they don't do the mitigation.
Who, Axiom?
All 3 of them.
Yeah, okay, so all 3 of them test and know about it. You want one of them?
Suzanne, I want her to get somebody on.
The worst thing at the gym. Doug Men plus Care. On sweat, not on skin.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
During Wednesday night's Club 42 event,
That's amazing how it
listeners
curves
and
up
I
about
will
that
see
West
American
Coast.
Assassin.
Yeah,
We're going to follow up
shit.
Kentucky Christian
I
photo
looked
about
at
it. So let's do that Thursday morning at 7:36 here on 630 KHOW.
Yep. And Marco Island, there was another Sanibel Island. Right there. Yeah, I used to.
Marco got whacked for really bad.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. We have personal injury attorney John Fuller with us from Fuller Law. You can always find him on the
referral list or personalinjuryco.com. Let's go to the phones. So basically, we got someone who called basically about the HOA doing a roof, and they had the roof done and it's not right, it's weak and it's defective, and they believe mold is happening. We're trying to get some people who can test for mold. We have a few irons in the fire there, and we'll follow up on that. Right now, George, what's going on? George.
Good morning.
What's happening, George?
Well, you know how the old saying that when the light is shine, you'll see the rats scurry?
I always use that expression, that I use this show like a spotlight in the dark, and I expose the rats and cockroaches, and they go running for cover. I used to use that analogy all the time.
I recall
or illustration, yeah.
And this is just another tool, another flashlight to use.
What's going on?
It's the Wage Theft Transparency Act. It was recently signed into law in Colorado.
Wage Theft Transparency Act? What is it?
So the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment maintains a list, and actually, goes through their own internal administrative adjudication of complaints against employers who inappropriately hold back wages, don't pay the proper wages to their employees.
That is a big, big complaint we get.
Right. Well, prior to April, all of that information was not made public under the because they were arguing that it held trade secrets. The information held trade secrets. Well, finally, some legislation was put through and signed by the governor, allowing that information to be made public, and it's available to the public for free in a spreadsheet. And right now, you can go up there and see the list of companies.
Now, is the list of those actually found to be guilty of this, or just accused of it?
No, guilty per their internal process. Now, these companies can still appeal it in court.
Where do we find this? Where do we find this?
Well, I just saw an article on it in Denverite, but presumably it would be under the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up.
CDLE, and so it'll have the name of the company, the date, the amount paid to pay the order to pay the employee,
yeah, I found it.
Additional monies, kind of like a penalty to pay the employee, plus their fine. So it really comes out to quite a bit, and you'll see there. Well, it only goes back to April, so you don't get a big history, but you'll see some repeaters there.
Why does it only go back?
Well, because of the industry, they want to protect. The law only went into effect in April, and apparently the way it was written as a compromise that they weren't going to make public all the companies.
Well, listen,
all the fines.
I appreciate this. Maybe Dan, if you can now and then while you're scanning, maybe you can find that list online, or Suzanne, or I know we're all busy, but in between, I'll look for it too. I see what George is talking about. The wage. It's called the Wage Theft Transparency Act. That is unbelievable, and it will have a list somewhere, but I think it says you have to request names. Current law requires employers to release requested information. George, it says requested information, so maybe there is no list that exists, right?
No, there is. I'll send you the article.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll look up the article too, but thank you very much. We love George. He calls us all the time with valuable nuggets of information. Jeff, what's happening with you? Jeff.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I recently bought some furniture through American Furniture Warehouse.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of complaints about them. What's going on with it?
Well, in the beginning, their service was good. My couch had bonded leather on it, started peeling off. So they took the couch back after about 2 weeks. They took the couch back to repair it and reupholster it. So they were trying to make good on it.
Sure.
After having it for 3 weeks, they delivered it to me. When they brought it, my couch was destroyed. It had
What do you mean?
It had all kinds of puncture holes and tears and scuffs. The recliner on it wouldn't open anymore.
Didn't they see this or what?
Well, they did.
And what did they say about it?
Well, I told the delivery guys, don't even take it off the truck, so they called their store, and they decided then they were going to replace my couch for me.
Okay.
Which, again, is the right thing to do.
Sure.
Well, because my couch was bought on clearance, they don't have that model anymore.
Okay.
So they basically wanted me to take something of that value, or I would have to put more money to it.
Well, that's called betterment, and I can see that. I can kind of see it, but it's a little different here in that they caused this whole mess to begin with, and they're the ones that put it on clearance.
Right.
I mean, they could bend a little on this one, I think. What's the end result here, Jeff?
Well, the end result is after trying to call corporate office and everything, the lady yesterday finally said, go online, pick out 3 couches you want.
Yes.
And I'm not looking to make money.
We're running out of time, so hold on. Jeff, I know that you're on your lunch break. I'll get to you. We'll talk about this. We have a good relationship with American Furniture. Let's talk. I'm Tom Martino. We got a lot more happening here. John Fuller, Fuller Law. And listen, your problems, questions, and complaints, no matter how big or small. It's
unusual to do commercials about this, because if you're an addict, you're not going to listen. I hope you would. Meanwhile, this commercial is mainly aimed at family, because usually it's who recommend rehabilitation. We get a lot of Facebook action house. We've met with these people. They are genuine from top to bottom. They absolutely have a love for people and for what they do. If you call the Raleigh House, they want to help you help the addict in your life, whether it's alcoholism, cocaine, heroin, ecstasy, meth. Painkillers are the biggest thing right now. Stimulants, sedatives, and even marijuana has caused problems for many. If you have a loved one who is an addict, they can help you approach them. Here's the number for the Raleigh House: 720-893. Devastation in Texas and Florida was crazy.
720-893-5559. TheRaleighHouse.com. 720-893-5559.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 6
This is really backwards.
with Bob Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW Denver.
Fox News Radio. A criminal investigation underway at a nursing home in Hollywood, Florida, where 64 died. No official word on the cause of the facility said to have electricity and air conditioning.
God, but that was under construction, right? You think that we're trouble out of it? Wait a minute. What happened? The storm didn't do this.
The storm did all this.
Look at Thomas Sanchez, the day after President Trump.
Are you shitting me? How can I?
Republican senators to talk about tax reform. The House Speaker saying.
Probably pick up photos like toys
are
did.
the outlines of what a new tax system needs
Pretty
to
good
look like.
size though, too.
And what that outline reflects is the consensus of the tax writers and the administration.
That boat was moved.
Willing to work with the other side, leaving the door open on whether
your buddy
the tax overhaul would reduce the deficit.
Mark.
Fox News reports.
You would believe some of this shit. It's crazy. Oh my God.
At Progressive, we think your floral boutique is the bee's knees. In fact, it's all the bee's knees every high.
My buddy who's a former retired Special Forces officer, he's like, this looks like Beirut down here. He just got back there yesterday.
Can you imagine how Cuba is?
Well, Cuba was not super crazy developed, you know.
Right, but I mean, the houses can't take them.
No, they're ground swatted as well, but they weren't much to begin with. Ground swatted. You swat a fly, you swat the house down to the ground, there's nothing left.
And they have no place to go.
Building code. Mark, these things are unbelievable. What's he selling for? 30. Well, let's do 29. I mean, let's do some. You know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, if it's 30, okay, that's fine. But that is incredible. $30 for vessel things.
For what?
Vessel things.
What is that?
A vessel, a pedestal thing on that.
Right.
Vessels are the ones where they have like those bowls. But They're incredible sinks. These sinks go for $300 and $400. At big boxes, the cheapest I've ever seen them was like $189 on sale. This is.
Are you trying to sell some?
Did you say no? Buy and go.
Oh.
$30. I'm serious. That is a serious savings.
Go to lifelock.com.
I need to do. I gotta get my dad.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you want excellence in roofing, Excel Roofing. They don't hand you a blank contract and expect you to sign over the entire insurance check. They want you to know exactly what's wrong with it. So they'll get up there and inspect it free of charge and without you signing anything. Then you'll know where you stand when the adjuster comes. And Excel can even help you negotiate with the adjuster if you need to. And when you do sign a contract with Excel Roofing, they don't even make you pay a penalty clause if you change your mind. That's because they're confident they can keep you happy. But remember, you don't pay a penny until you're happy. They don't do any of those tricks. What they do is they'll help you assess the damage on your roof free of charge and with no obligation. They'll write up a full detailed contract. They will fight for you for that claim. They will help you for the claim. They will ask for not a dime until the entire job is done. That's the way it's done. 303-761-6400. 761-6400.
They're talking about down below Marathon, this lady posted, thousands of displaced iguanas and land crabs are wandering the streets dazed.
What's that?
Thousands of displaced iguanas and land crabs are wandering the streets dazed. Sure they are. Big ass lizards.
I often wondered about animals. Like, do birds know enough to get out of there? Do they sense it and fly away?
Yes, they get pushed. You know.
I'm just wondering if they know what's coming or what's going on.
I suspect they do. But those big iguanas, they just had to kind of hunker down. You know. A buddy of mine shot a picture of one out of one of his windows, and it was under the bottom of a big palm tree, hanging on for dear life. It was a big one. You know, did you have those on Marco and stuff? Those iguanas?
Yeah. So when I went to college, I went to Miami. I lived in Hollywood. And then I lived in, then I went back to New York, and then I moved back down to the TV station in Fort Myers where I worked, and I covered the Naples area. I was in the Southern Bureau, and then I lived literally in Bonita Springs. So I love that area. That is a beautiful, it was a little slow for me at the time and old. I heard it's a little more hip now, but
and now you're old.
Yeah. So anyway, then
magically those lines cross at some point.
Then I moved from there to Tampa, where I worked for a TV station, but I lived in Clearwater, and I loved the Tampa Bay area. That is comparable to here. If I had to pick another.
Did you hear that Tampa Bay completely drained during this storm? Yeah. Drained. Yeah. So did Florida Bay. Drained. Manatees out there flopping in the mud.
Oh, that's sad.
They're all right now. But they breathe
I
out.
thought it was going to drain, like, except for the middle, right? No. What drained it?
The wind.
Well, why wouldn't it be the opposite?
Because the wind is coming around counterclockwise, right? So the first thing to hit that is a westerly flowing wind, or wind out of the east, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. So the first thing to hit it was the wind blowing out of the east at 100 and something miles an hour. Just blew the damn water out there. Tampa Bay's shallow, and so is Florida Bay. You know, it's 8-10 feet.
Where's Florida Bay?
Everything north of our islands, that whole bay.
Okay.
That whole.
So Tampa, and I have a buddy down there that just was my.
Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. By the way, we are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on iHeartRadio, where you can also get our podcast, and we are downloaded and downloadable on iTunes, as well as everywhere else. We have a huge online and national audience because of that. And saying that, I should say that our hearts and prayers and thoughts are with you in Florida and Texas. We have a lot of people that follow us there. And if you need our help, please, anything we can do. I don't know what we can do other than good, solid advice, because there will be rip-off upon rip-off upon rip-off. Oh, my God, the exploitation will be almost impossible to keep track of. So welcome to the show. Let's keep going here. We got John Fuller with us. from Fuller Law. John is a personal injury attorney. His website is personalinjuryco.com. He's on our referral list, and we take that referral list seriously. If you ever need help on anything, if you need information, products, services, vendors of any kind, contractors, lawyers, accountants, doctors, referrallist.com. And it's the only list with true accountability. True accountability. If you're new in town, write that down. Referrallist.com for real. In fact, it was the original list of its kind. So let's talk about your life now. How can we help you? I love turning the microphone over to you guys. We try to help wherever we can, and we are successful. Hundreds of millions of dollars over the years in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. So let's see what we can do. I left off with Jeff, and it seems like a rather simple problem. They basically, his leather couch was defective. They tried to fix it. They ruined it. Then they said, hey, whatever the value is, credit, you can have a store credit. He says, well, it was on clearance. I won't get one like it. And so then that's where we left it. So, Jeff, what did they say to do?
Well, then what they said to do was they came back to me, and the lady said, she said
how much are we talking about on your end? Did you pay for this?
My end is $600.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but theirs are all for something comparable, and that's all I want. It's $800 and
yeah,
up.
But it's not their fault that you got it on sale. And
right.
Although I could argue that even though in this case it could be called betterment, I don't think it is. And here's why. You could argue that they took away your ability to replace this because of the clearance. In other words, you bought it on clearance, and now they have squandered that opportunity for you because you can't get something comparable. So if they say another couch, you have to put in money for it because it's betterment, which, by the way, is a very common concept. People who are injured in insurance claims often will opt for a better car, and they put in the difference. It's called betterment. There's nothing wrong with that. But in your case, Mark, I don't know if you agree with me, but in his case, it's not really betterment. It's not his fault that he can't find something comparable. They blew his clearance sale. He got an opportunity. That was the clearance sale. He got a couch as a result of that opportunity. By ruining the couch, they ruined his opportunity. So now, to get a comparable couch, not a better one, a comparable one, they're telling him he may have to put in money. I don't think in this case it's betterment, in my opinion. What do you think? I don't think it's betterment.
I don't know if it's betterment or not. It's hard to say because he bought something on sale. They don't have them anymore. If they're willing to refund, for example, the full amount.
Now, that would be different, although he could still argue they took away his opportunity. That opportunity for that one sale is no longer there.
But beyond any of it, I would say they're going to handle it.
I hope so, Suzanne.
I just think you buy something on clearance, you know how that goes, Tom. It always makes
Yeah, but they destroyed it delivering.
Yeah, they destroyed it. In other words, he bought it on clearance. That was his opportunity. It's kind of like it's not his fault. It would be different if it was if he bought something, right? And then they ruined it. And now they don't stock it anymore. And he wants to buy something better. But in this case, he just wants something comparable. Go ahead. Now it's your turn.
I just want to say one thing here. The one thing that really got me over this whole thing was when the lady said to me also, she said very simply, be glad we don't deduct you for the months you had this. She goes, we could have prorated it for wear and tear.
Now, technically they are correct, though, but she should have never mentioned that. So tell me, where are we at? Where are we at? I mean,
they told me yesterday to pick 3 out, and they would take care of it and make the matter right.
What did that mean?
Well, to me, under that assumption was they were going to try to get me my comparable.
So what did they do? Let's get right to it.
Well, what they did was they came back to me and said they'd be willing to do it for $100 more.
And what do you get for that?
Well, I would get a sofa just like the one that was destroyed. But I shouldn't have to put more money out of my pocket.
Is it just like the one you got?
It is just like the one I got down to the bonded leather and everything.
Let me ask you this then. This is an important question. How long did you have it?
I had it maybe 3 months.
It's a tight one. I think, though, it's all right of an offer. I would rather, I don't know what the hell, they don't need that $100. Why they wouldn't just say, you know, man, we'll just replace it. And I'm willing to make a call on this one. This sounds petty to me. And you know Jake Jabs is not petty.
And
he's not. He's not. I know him, and he just doesn't think this way.
Well, they said to me, be glad as a courtesy we waived the delivery fee for you. Well, I shouldn't even have a delivery fee. That's not even an option. You know, you broke.
Why shouldn't you have a delivery fee? I don't get that part.
Because they broke it. They've got to bring it back. I never ordered a couch.
Oh, you mean when they bring it out the second time?
Yeah, they wanted to charge me a delivery fee.
Well, that's ridiculous. Listen, we'll make a call for you. I think it's worth it. Can we mark this as a follow-up? And Suzanne, one of us will get to it, or we'll give it to the beloved woodpecker, whatever. We'll try to get this done. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. James, we have had calls on this Denver custom food truck and restaurant equipment, and the one that we got initially that sparked it were people that bought a food truck, and it could not pass an inspection for DOT nor the health department. And how can you build a food truck that can't be used as a truck and can't be used for food? It's a food truck. So, James, what is your problem with them?
My problem is with them that they take advantage of people.
Well, with you, what did they do with you? I know. Listen, I know from our dealings with them, they're not good people.
No, sir. No, sir. These people are bad, misleading, career criminals that are skilled in the art of deception and fraud and theft of services. That's their MO, and definitely.
First of all, how did you find out about them?
I was searching for a fabricator up here to get an updated trailer and to get rid of my older model.
Why? Do you have a food trailer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's not a truck, but a trailer.
Yes, sir. It was. I got a truck from Larry, and that truck was completely not running. He knew it wasn't running. He lied. He guaranteed.
Hold on a sec.
The truck was running.
Hold on. This is a different issue. The truck.
Yeah, there was just so many issues with Larry. Then he built.
Who is Larry?
He's the actual owner.
And what's Larry's last name?
Perez.
He gets different.
Because we've been talking to a Rudy, but
Rudy's just the flunky of the year.
Okay, so listen, Larry Perez has a bit of a criminal background, along with a lot of consumer complaints.
He's a real scumbag.
You know, Rudy told me numerous times on air that he's the owner. So, I mean, when I say this guy's a liar, it just never ends with Rudy. He's a piece of dirt, in my opinion.
Good.
So anyway, where does this? How long ago did they supposedly, or allegedly, I should say right now, rip you off? How long ago?
It all started back the first week of January when we were originally getting a truck from him that he loves to rotate and rip people off with.
Okay, but just without the commentary, though. I need to know the facts. You tell me about other people. I want to know. You bought a truck. You bought a truck from them.
I got a truck from him the first week.
In January?
January.
Okay, what kind of truck?
The truck was a piece of crap. He was supposed to take the truck back and gave me a trailer.
I get it. Was this a food truck that you bought in January?
Yes,
okay, and it was a piece of junk, and then he said, I'll take it back and give you a trailer.
After we involved Charlotte Turner with problem solvers, and she made things even a bigger mess, and that's a whole other issue. But
well, you know, I don't want to talk about that because listen, these
I can answer.
These problem solvers, they make me laugh. But let me just explain.
Yeah, they were a joke.
Well, but what I want to know is this: what is the biggest insult? What did he do? This trailer, is it a piece of crap? James?
Lied to you until he could get you to do something stupid.
The trailer. Tell me about the trailer. What's wrong with it?
Well, the trailer had everything wrong with it.
Do you still have the trailer? You said had.
But we picked it up immediately, and we knew that Larry was a small man and a scumbag businessman.
Okay. Do you still have the trailer?
Yes, sir. We took the trailer to Colorado Food Trucks with Chris and Jaime Loeta, who are very awesome.
Okay, so they fixed it up.
They fixed it all in 3 days, and it was a long...
All right, James, who are the good guys that fixed it up? I'd like to know.
Colorado Food Trucks is amazing. You guys don't waste your time with the flunkies. Rudy's a flunky. Larry's a flunky. His whole family of brothers, and his daddy's a flunky.
you guys go see Colorado food trucks.
Good.
These guys will save you the headaches and heartaches that me and my family have gone through, and a lot of others.
Now,
Those
James,
are the guys to talk to. Chris,
James,
Colorado food trucks.
Where were you using? How did you find out, by the way, about Denver Custom Food Truck?
Well, it's hard to find out because he hides underneath different.
Well, how did you?
LLCs
How did you find? No, what I mean is, how did you come to go to? What brought you to them?
What brought us to them? We were looking online at ways to resolve our problem with Larry. The truck wasn't finished.
No, I'm talking about before. How did you find them to begin with?
Denver Custom Food Trucks.
Just looking online for fabricators.
You hold on a second. We'll come back to you. I can hear a lot of frustration. I can hear it. I know what you're going through, James, but sometimes I just need some information because I think we need to shut these people down. I mean, I don't see why they're in business if they do this bad of a job and if they rip people off.
Well, you talked to him, right?
I talked to him. I just talked off the phone with Larry. Larry would not come on. That's the owner. Rudy portrayed himself as a partial owner before. Larry said his lawyer is getting papers written up to serve us.
Okay, good. Larry's going to sue us?
Yeah.
Larry, good. This is where I make the declaration.
I told him.
Who got busted with 53 pounds of cocaine, right?
By the way, was he truly convicted of drugs?
I don't know about that.
Well,
about the cocaine, I don't know.
Well, what about any drugs? You said he had drug.
Right, he was busted. There was an article back in 2011. But he was at the,
you need to do a coke course on him.
What's that?
I said you need to do a coke course.
Yeah, we need to figure out if he truly was arrested.
See if he was convicted.
Are you pulling
it up? Do you have his name? I can do it. I can have the. I can't just go.
Larry Perez.
Ruining that court.
Larry Perez. Yeah, John Smith.
What's his documentation? Find out.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino.
You're a funny man.
I've been fighting for consumers.
Have you been reading the Facebook comments?
What are they saying?
What are
A couple of them pissed at Mark now.
For what?
A couple of them say Tom's wrong.
What? For documentation? Good.
On the illegal immigration.
Bring it up again.
All right.
Tom's always wrong. Get Compass Insurance on for me, please.
For what?
I want to know how someone, if they don't have a driver's license or social security number, how the hell they buy insurance. Everybody's, Tom and John are telling me they can't, and I have no idea how. Why can't I buy insurance under some different name?
Started like this, John. I appreciate it.
Seriously, get them on. I want to know how this is.
Okay, I will get right first.
How do they get a job without socials? They do because they use fake socials.
That's what I'm saying. So how do they know? How does the insurance company know who they're insuring? That's my whole point.
They're just.
Or do they simply get a policy that never pay out because it's not even them?
No, they'll pay. But I mean, these are the ones that like contract out with MedPay waived and all that stuff. Hey, I need you to try to look up something on Cokeworks for me. The name is Larry Perez. And what we're specifically focusing in on is, and I don't know what county it was in.
I think it was Denver. Or it was definitely Colorado.
You want to make sure.
Well, I don't.
Dan, was the article Denver for the Coke bus?
Unhealthy. Even with government standards, you still have trace amounts of
Okay, send me the article.
metals and other materials.
Oh, and I'll have the article.
P-E-R-E-Z, most likely.
Is a must in all homes, and that's why I took on Pure Water Choices as a client. This industry is riddled with liars and ripoffs, and I wanted someone who was pure. Pure Water Choices. We have a master
Cocaine smuggling ring busted.
Did you get it?
And he knows the systems that can filter your water without a lot of focus. They have all kinds of choices, but the important thing is that they're honest.
Oh, you got that right.
Waterchoices.com. 720-219-7818. 720-219-7818.
He's got it. You got it?
John, it won't scroll down the page.
Which one did you go to?
I just typed Larry Perez cocaine.
All right, let's see.
It's scrolling now.
The only goes to a sprint now.
All right, Bridget. We're looking for Larry Perez Salazar.
Home loans for your next ideal home loan with credit optimization in order to get even.
That Wage Theft Transparency Act is good, Mark.
Yeah, why is this not bringing this up? It's so bizarre.
The
state grand jury indicted.
Listen, Bridget, type in Larry Perez cocaine into Google. It's going to pull up the Denver Post article about a cocaine ring bust.
Larry Perez
in Denver. And I would like for you to try to track down that Larry Perez case in Denver and see what happened with it, and shoot me a text on it if you can find it. Okay?
That's a lot of cocaine, man. 600 G.
Sounds like personal use.
I want to tell you about Plumline Services. Take advantage right now of their furnace and AC offer with more than $2,000 in savings. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not just the savings that you should take advantage of. Plumline Services is upright and honest, ethical, and will give you true honesty and opinions on your equipment. So if you want to have a full checkout, you can get that done for $29. Get it completely checked out, your furnace or air, get it completely checked out, and they'll tell you exactly how the state of the union, so to speak, and the status, and give you a written report. Now, if you decide to go for a new furnace, you get more than $1,000 off from them. You get $1,500 in utility company rebates, another $500 for high efficiency systems, $500 in free accessories, 0% financing for 12 months, 10 years parts and labor warranty. Here, I want to say this very quickly. They will give you free second opinions, so don't get hooked. As we get colder and you call someone, if they tell you, oh, you got a cracked heat exchanger or something's wrong, you will get free second opinions, not even a service call. If it's for a furnace or a water heater or something major or a panel out, they say your panel's bad, whatever it is. Plumline Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drainage, you can depend on for free second opinions. So for whatever you need, give them a call, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. Suzanne, what's happening? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Now, before Mark comments,
what were the comments?
I want to bring people up to date. We were talking about a car accident and somebody not having insurance. And
he was a truck driver that hit someone,
and he wanted
totaled the other person's car.
Right, and he wanted to know the documentation status of this person, and if they were undocumented or whatever. And I don't know what the question was. I said, what difference does that make, blah, blah, blah. And then we had a discussion. And the discussion really all boiled down to, Mark said that's why Trump was elected.
No, see, I don't know how you go from one to the other, but yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
But here's really what I was saying. I didn't understand, because I just went through and got insurance from Compass. They get your Social Security number. They get your driver's license. If you're here undocumented, how do you buy insurance? That's why it came up.
Well,
how?
You can.
Okay, but how? I don't get it.
Let's ask Compass.
Yes.
That's a very good question, Mark. It really is. He wants to know, he thinks if you're undocumented, it's
so hard to buy insurance, you probably don't have insurance. That was your theory, right?
I got to tell you, well, you shopped for insurance not long ago. They look up your credit. Your credit rating is a big part of your insurance. How do they buy insurance without a social? I don't understand.
All right, we'll find out. Also, I just want to say this, okay? So I said, in reality, people don't really care about illegal immigration. They don't.
And that's where we disagree.
Yeah, I'm just giving my opinion, obviously. I don't know the real answer. I don't know the real percentage. But Mark said, well, that's why Trump was elected. And I said, look, we may all talk about illegal immigration, it's bad, and it's this, but if you think about the lawmakers we've elected in Colorado and the sanctuary city status and sanctuary state, I mean, our lawmakers and our mayor, I mean, they have no qualms about saying you have safe haven here, and a lot of major cities across the country. And everywhere you look, people they're not protesting against illegal immigration, they're protesting to give them rights, privileges, and all of the benefits that we have.
And long as they got to pay the taxes, I say you go ahead, you make whoever's here right now, make them legal. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that, and a lot of people don't. My problem is a lot of people that work under the table don't pay taxes, but yet they go to our schools, they go to our hospitals, they go and they use all the government trough, but they don't pay into the trough.
But, Mark, a lot of people cheat on taxes, okay? It's not just...
Not when you pay zero in taxes, though.
My point wasn't for or against illegal immigration. Of course illegal immigration is wrong. That's the word illegal. I mean, you're undocumented. But I feel, by what I hear in the media, now listen, I know that can be slanted, but better yet, the lawmakers all over, they are for undocumented immigrants. They basically are saying, look we don't care about your immigration status. So I always ask this question, if they don't care, are we saying basically it's okay? And if we are, then why do we even bother having immigration laws? Why? Because everywhere, every major city in this country, every major city, the mayors have come out, the ones that have come out said, we don't care about your immigration status, you're welcome here. And California and Florida and New York, everybody's saying, welcome, 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 don't worry about your immigration status. Now, I know that Trump was elected on that platform and talked about the wall, but what I'm saying is, in reality, it's not happening. His own Republican colleagues are not supporting him. So even though we think there's some kind of mandate against illegal immigration, I don't see it, Mark. I don't see it. I know we talk about it, but I think that we're hypocrites.
I don't even know what that's got to do with the original call, though.
Well, I said
you found it crazy that I asked what his status was.
I thought it was crazy.
Why? Why?
Actually, Mark,
how does someone get insurance when you don't have a Social Security number? That's where I was going.
Here's what I think. I think you were assuming the guy is a Mexican because, and not even...
Generally speaking, when I hear of someone that doesn't have insurance, that's what comes into my mind. That's the first thing that comes into my mind,
Mark,
because they don't have a Social Security number.
But Mark,
how do they get insurance?
When you say they, there are plenty of Mexican people, Mexican Americans who have Social Security numbers.
That's right, and they work and they pay taxes and they're great. And they probably came in here the legal way.
You said most of the time when I think of people without insurance, I think of Mexicans.
Yes, because they don't have Social Security numbers. How do they buy insurance? That's right. The ones that are legal, I'm not talking about the ones that are legal.
But you don't find that the least bit racist?
No, I don't. Okay. Not at all.
All right. Let's talk to Jeremy with Compass Insurance Group. And I want to ask, because Mark brought up a good point, how do you buy insurance? Let's say, truly, I'm an illegal immigrant. Or let's not use that word because a lot of people are offended by it. But undocumented.
Apparently you're offended by it.
Let's say, no, I'm really not. I think that... Here's what I think. I think we're hypocrites. Here's what I think. It's very simple.
I'm not a hypocrite.
Mark, what I mean by that is this. We have immigration laws. You either enforce them or not. The way I look at it is, don't bother having the laws. Don't require documentation. Then we don't have to worry about it. I always say that. If people just would be honest with themselves, they're saying basically, in these protests, these people are basically saying, we don't care about immigration laws.
So, Jeremy, without a license and without a Social Security number, how do you buy insurance?
First of all, I'm not asking that. I'm asking, as an illegal or undocumented immigrant, how do you buy? Because, Mark, you're assuming they don't have a license. They could have.
Okay, well, okay, then fine, they have a license. How did they get the license?
Jeremy, if there's an undocumented immigrant, can they get insurance from you guys or from anyone?
There are companies out there that basically will surcharge if they cannot pull your insurance score. So whatever that means.
But they won't ask about your immigration status.
No.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I mean, basically.
But you have to have a driver's license.
You have to have yes, you have to have a driver's license.
What if they have a Mexican driver's license?
We have companies that will take an international driver's license. So basically, to make it, I think, make a little bit more sense, it's company specific. So I certainly have plenty of companies that have requirements that you have to have a,
But I guess what we're saying is it's not impossible to get insurance when you're undocumented.
It is not impossible.
Okay.
No, and you got to think of it too. There's a lot of people that are here. They're not citizens. They're here on work visas.
Yeah, but they're documented. We're not talking about documented.
Yeah, we're talking
undocumented.
All they're looking for is do you have a driver's license? Now, most companies aren't going to take an international driver's license. The companies that will, they have a pretty heavy surcharge because there's no way for them to underwrite it or see what.
So therefore, it would not be too far of a stretch to say it's difficult and more expensive to get insurance if you're undocumented.
It's more expensive, yes, definitely. There's some pretty prominent companies that will take, basically...
And then is it that much of a leap to make? Because most people that are here illegally or undocumented probably don't have a ton of money. So therefore, it's not that far of a leap to say they might not have insurance most of the time.
So you're saying then, Mark, most undocumented immigrants, most of them do not have insurance. That is your statement.
Undocumented. People that, let me even get better, snuck into the country.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate that. Compass Insurance Group, he's basically saying, yeah, he can do it. By the way, we have a lot going on here. John Fuller, I'm going to ask you, in a personal injury lawsuit, somebody comes to you undocumented. Let's say, can they sue?
Sure.
Can they get awards?
Sure.
The documentation has nothing to do with it. Is there any...
It can play a role. Let's talk about that. Does somebody's immigration status change the degree to which they're injured in a car accident?
No, but I'm asking how does it...
why should it change their entitlement to be compensated for the damages that they sustained?
It does not.
It does sometimes.
How?
Okay? In certain circumstances, so we have a variety of different damages. We have economic and non-economic, okay? So if we have an illegal, an undocumented person who has a significant wage loss, that can be a problem because they have no documentation of paying taxes for it. The lack of taxes can be used against them.
Okay, I understand. So the lack of documentation that way, because if they work under the table or something.
Well, it goes to character, and it shows that they're violating the law. So.
All right. 303-713-TALK. We have a lot more to talk about. By the way, if you've been dinged, and I mean literally from a hailstorm, and your paint's not damaged, Flexident is the preferred way to fix your car. Flexident. From the entire metro area, they have 3 locations. They can get you in right away. I want to say this right. I want to put this out there because there are a lot of people with damage, and they're going to these tents on the side of the street that these guys fly into town, fly out of town, and then we've got a lot of complaints about people who are taking in cars, and people are waiting forever. With Flexident, it's done within a few days, and you don't even know it's been done. It's wonderful. You don't even know there was ever damage. Flexident, they're a bunch of good guys. They're very ethical, and they do excellent work. FlexidentColorado.com, 303-619-6273, 303-619-6273. Now, one of the topics we have on the show a lot is using house equity to pay off credit cards. Now, I say that's a bad idea. Most of the time. Or if you need a washer or a dryer, it's like taking a washing machine and you're financing it for 30 years. Not a good idea. But Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, he has a way of doing it. And see, at Ideal, they do a pretty good job of doing these kinds of loans and teaching you how to deal with them. So it's a positive thing. You can actually use the equity in your house to get rid of high interest debt. Brent, but you don't keep that debt for 30 years. Can you explain it?
Yeah, absolutely not. We would never advocate taking your credit card in mortgage 30 years. Although, if you make the minimum payment on your credit card debt, oftentimes with the way it's calculated, you're going to be right around that payoff. But here's what you can do, and here's the magic of this whole thing.
The smart way.
Yeah, the smart way. We're typically saving people well over $1,000 a month. So we can show them how to take a portion of that savings. Oftentimes, we
now this is after you consolidate and pay off all your credit card debt. You're saving that money
after we've closed the loan.
Yeah.
Yep. We're saving you $1,000 a month. Let's say. We're going to show you how to take $500 of that $1,000, apply it back towards your mortgage, and here's what ends up happening: you lower the effective interest rate on your mortgage. You accelerate the payoff on your house and your home loan. You pay it off more quickly. You eliminate your credit card debt. and you are saving cash flow money each and every month.
So you get that part of your credit paid off faster, that part of your loan, and then if you want to keep accelerating, you can, or you can go back to a normal mortgage. That's Ideal Home Loans, putting you in an ideal situation. That's what I say. Ideal always puts you in a better situation than you were before. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000.
List criminal record. Let me see. I mean, I just got to remind you, Dan, just take it easy when I'm on the air. I mean, it's not like open season. You guys like carry on conversations sometimes and forget.
Okay. He was charged with an F3, distribution and possession. They dismissed that to let him plead guilty to an F6, which is the least serious felony of just simple possession.
But he is a felon.
He is a felon. Good. He got sentenced to 2 years of probation. What this tells me, he probably jumped on his co-conspirators, and they let him plead down to a probation.
So we can call him a rat.
He is a felon.
That's what our insider called him, a rat.
Yeah. In fact, he probably is. But he is a felon.
So you need me to put in Eco Home. Is that okay, or do we print you a new sheet?
No, it's okay. But why does he always forget that one?
I don't know. I can ask him.
Okay. That's okay.
James will probably say all that stuff, so we'll get out of it.
Where is James? He got off.
He's still on. No, where is he on 6, isn't he?
No. James is gone. We can get James back on. You want to get James back on? Tell him we did the research.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No one better. 303-920-1622. 920-1622.
Or was it?
Hope you enjoyed your meal.
Well, I'm not going to tell you, freaking crook.
When you put it in the safe?
You know what? I need to get a safe. That's a good idea.
You don't have one?
I have one at my
like my arms and legs. So
my main house, but not in my condo.
Oh, in your condo. Let's say gun safes are like really
I don't have gun safe.
I know, but they're handy as hell to have. A nice big,
no one can move them.
It's all gun safe. They can't move them. Put all your documents, fireproof. You have jewelry you want to throw in there, cash, whatever. I mean, you can put all that stuff in. It's fireproof, and it takes 6 people to pick it up and carry it out of there if they could even get it off the board.
6 people to put it in.
Exactly. The only advantage of that is you can take the doors off of them and, kind of run them on a 2 hour. They are freaking heavy.
Yeah.
In some cases, additional fees may apply. When I walk on my carpets after 0 rents, they feel like new. No.
I do that sometimes. I'll hide something somewhere and forget about it.
25% in the keys destroyed, 90% damaged. Keys, not just key bags.
Right.
Pardon me, Tom. Drew said the reason he's always thrown by it is because it's supposed to be a recorded live, and there are no recorded lives for it. He says if you want to put some in, great, but that's why.
No, they should be coming up as live anyhow.
They shouldn't be coming up as recorded.
No, Mark. What she means is in the first 2 hours it comes up as
Oh yeah, okay. And I told him to do that on purpose.
Since he doesn't have them, he moves it to the.
Yeah, and I told him to do that anyhow, or else they would have showed up only in the 3rd hour. You're right.
I can take one of them and cut it back. Are we going to do this for a while for them or what?
I don't know. I'm going to talk to him here in about a week. I'd like to convert it.
So we got another one tomorrow on Denver custom food truck.
Another victim?
Another victim. Oh, they got like 10 of them, but they never even got the title for it. So they still have their food truck.
They're covering foxes out at the Keys, bro.
Yeah.
Don't even bother talking about mobile homes.
Yeah. Oh, there's mobile homes will go up. Stock go up.
It's from Al. I don't know what it is.
It's unusual to
says he couldn't view this.
Just tell him I'll get with him after the show.
I told him he's all less deals.
Yeah, he's probably trying to do what you were doing.
I told him.
Did you look at Frank Duran's page? Take a look.
Referralistdeals.com. I'll
the landing
send it
page.
to him.
No, I haven't looked at it yet. I will. Oh, I saw it yesterday. It's the guy.
No, the landing page.
Oh, no, I have not seen it.
Heroin, ecstasy.
Okay.
Well, painkillers are the biggest thing right now. Stimulants, sedatives, and even marijuana has paused.
They're running too many ads.
One who is an addict, they can help you approach them even. Here's the number for
They're still not really hitting on all cylinders. For me either. I'm really struggling on.
Okay.
20893.
Can you turn the audio off?
59 TheRaleighHouse.com 720-893-5559.
Hear about it. Talk about it. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. John Fuller, our guest today, personal injury attorney at Fuller Law. PersonalInjuryCO.com is his website. Let's talk. 303-713-TALK. Listen, Suzanne, I know we had James with the custom food truck, Denver Custom Food Trucks, and we did get a hold of Larry, finally, the owner, Larry Perez, to talk to him. I will say this. It initially started when we got a complaint about him, and he built a food trailer for a couple, and it did not pass DOT inspection or health department inspection. It basically did not pass inspections. He promised he would fix it or pay them. Then he said he would pay them, right, Mark? And he said it on the air.
He said it on the air. He would. Yeah, Rudy said, and Rudy also says he's the owner, by the way. But he said he would have the $3,500 to them the next day or 2 days or as soon as he got their bank account. And he lied. He lied. Then he came back on and lied even more.
Right, he did. He basically did nothing to help this couple. This couple had to spend $3,500 to correct it, okay? Then we started hearing other problems from other people. We have about 10.
I got to clarify something. They spent $10,000 more to get it up to code, which they were supposed to do. They were willing to take $3,500.
Okay. They actually spent more than 10 grand fixing it. So this is Denver Custom Food Trucks and Restaurant Equipment. They seem to be really bad news. We have victims coming out of the woodwork now. We have another one, James, on the line, and we have another one coming on tomorrow. So James is here, and James, he bought a truck. He said it was a piece of garbage, and they traded him for a trailer, and he said the trailer was a piece of garbage. And he said the only way he could get it fixed is he went to a good place, which is Colorado Food Trucks. He said they did an awesome job. So James, after you got all these deficiencies fixed and you're on the road, what action have you taken, if any, against Denver Custom Food Trucks?
It's kind of hard with the extent of what Larry's done and finding my grievances met by any kind of
You're saying it's difficult to go after him legally. You're saying it's too expensive and it's not worth it.
Well, what Larry does is just drop the LLC and then put a new...
No, I see what you're saying. Now, listen, Larry, we talked about basically being the owner, and then Dan called him, and he said, Dan, what did he say?
Yeah, he said Rudy told him what he's going to do before, and it was actually he was putting the blame on Rudy. And then because
it's all the same song.
It's slow-mo and curly over. Right. And then he said, you know, you guys got to quit calling me. He says, I got my lawyer writing up papers, and we're going to serve you.
Yeah, okay. So this is for Denver Custom Food Trucks and Restaurant Equipment, because I want you to get this straight, okay? Our opinion of you is based on the calls that we've gotten and the emails that we've gotten about you.
And the videos we've seen online about you.
Right.
And lying.
Right. And our interaction with you directly. And, of course, Larry's criminal record. And then we also just basically have talked to people who have similar stories. They bought a food truck or a trailer and not happy with it. And James, you had too many problems to go into. Numerous problems. What did it cost you to get it fixed?
It would have cost me about $15,000, literally, to fix the plumbing, the gray water tank, fix the intake water.
How do these people stay in business? How do they stay in business? I want to know this. I mean, this guy, Larry and Rudy, they're a bunch of bums, in my opinion. Again, based on, they just tell your attorney it's based on our interaction with them and the complaints, and they refuse.
The police protect him.
What?
The police protect him. If we say anything or we go over there and complain, they call the cops.
Well, of course you can't. If you harass them, they're going to call police.
But then that's how they rob you. Is you have a business contract and the cops show up and you have to leave, and they just never finish your trailer. And they blame you for being the difficult customer, and they built us out a complete
We had an attorney I had up about 2 weeks ago, Tom. You ready for this? Just an attorney. One attorney has gotten over 5 calls on these bums over there. One attorney. Oh, yeah. Imagine how many other people have called different attorneys.
I have a long list of people that want to do a group thing and help out, and definitely keep the next family from.
Well, we have to warn people about them. Where is Denver Custom Food Trucks and Restaurant Equipment? Where are they located?
Right now they are located at let's see.
They're right by the flea market.
Right now.
The flea market. So that's what?
They are 7007 88th Avenue.
Okay. That's
7007.
So that's 88th and what? 88th and
it looks like 88th and
not far from 70, is it? Or what?
I'm pulling up the map right now. I'm looking.
Right.
Okay.
Right off 70.
So James, we're going to try to warn enough people and possibly put them out of business. I have to tell you that when you run a business like this, it's bad news. Their number is 720-579-1699. Stay away from these people. 720-579-1699. Listen, every single day I get on the air and I warn you about people to stay away from, and I tell you about the good people. That's what I do. And it's really important that you heed the message. It's really important. Okay? Another thing that I talk about is drug addiction. Because over the years, people have called me for help, and we've helped a lot of people. The Raleigh House is a treatment center. They have multiple locations, and we know the staff, and they set up this special number to help you interact or talk to your addict, the addict in your life, about getting treatment. It's a difficult subject. So I asked them, would they set up a line for people who have questions and need ideas and tips? If you're an addict, of course, call directly. But if you have an addict in your life, you want to know about treatment, what they do, how long it is. By the way, this program's 90 days. And you want to know the cost, and you want to know about insurance, and you want to know about the financial, legal, family, and all of that stuff. They will talk to you about it. They have a complete medical and behavioral program to treat addicts. Give them a call. Even if you're not going to go there, they will answer your questions. And it's totally confidential. 720-893-5559. This could be the most important call you make because it will never get better on its own. 720-893-5559.
So you're asking how they do it. They're 30% cheaper, roughly, than Colorado, than other food trucks.
No, they're actually more expensive, though, as you know.
No, they told me. That's why both places and stuff said they were much cheaper. And then
they're more expensive in the long run.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. But they're cheaper up front, and they promise the world. They promise the world, both in how fast they can do it, what they're going to do. And Rudy is very personal. Larry, not so much.
Mark? Mark? I like that. Not so much. 630 K-How. Oh, that looks pretty good. 143 million identities, and you need to take steps to get protection. Be among the millions who trust identities their protection. I like that one. Is this live here? No, I just did that. Well, I didn't do it.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I just do this, and then you take care of it. I like it because what it does is it explains it quickly, and then it explains what he does. I love it.
I'll get his launch.
I really want to know how our stuff does, too. Now, John, man, I just don't know what to say other than we have to work into the calls. But does that work? Does that work? When you come on as an expert on a call, do you ever hear about that? Does that ever do anything for you?
We've had calls once when I was here that turned into a case that really was a lady in a car accident.
I don't even hear anyone call me about an expert. Get John Fuller on the air. You know how we get our experts on to talk like you did Congress.
I mean, I get calls from people that hear me on the radio.
Right, I know,
but it doesn't. It's not like as an expert. I mean, see, people for me, nobody needs me until they need me.
I know. So what could you better?
So I think we're communicating specifically to somebody that's been in an accident that,
Well, actually, we got to communicate people. I understand what you're saying. We want to grab those people, but I want you to be top of mind.
I agree.
Because I want people to think, who's that guy Martino recommended? Honey, you just got in an accident. Let's call someone. I want it to be like that. I know we have to get the low hanging fruit. I understand that. Right. But my God, we have to have it so people know your name and know they can call you and know they're going to get help. And that is.
Let us show you how to own your home faster, not change it.
I still think there's so many people out there, Tom, that just in their heart of hearts can't ever envision a moment where they would need an attorney as a result of an accident. They just don't think it. It's, Billy and Ethel sitting around the dinner table just don't ever
go. And they try to just talk to the insurance, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, they just assume that, the insurance company is at fault. They accepted liability. They hear the words, well, we accept liability, and they think that that's a meal ticket that we're going to all of a sudden
I understand what you're saying. Yes.
And they do that on purpose because they focus group the shit out of that to the point where they know those are magic words. Oh, we accepted liability. So why would we need an attorney? It's already been decided that we win, right? But they don't know that all that means is they decided their guy was at least partially at fault. And now we're going to rake your ass over the coals on every single medical bill and every single claim of damage, and we're going to second guess you and drag you through the streets. We're going to make you give us releases of your entire life's medical history, and then we're going to still call you a liar and a cheat and a fraud. And then we'll pay you a discounted amount, and we win.
What do they call an attorney at the bottom of the ocean?
Oh, what? A good start?
That's a good part. I never heard that before. That's a good one. Did you make that up? I did. No, you didn't. That's been around since before GM.
God, lawyer jokes are so tired.
That's far from the course,
Don't be fooled by the words.
We accept liability,
I can work off this. Because you're right, that might just stop them from going further.
Yeah, because they think, honey, we're good. Why would you need an attorney? We already won. They're going to pay for everything. They told us. They told us we didn't need an attorney. Why do you think they told you that?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we're going to put Denver custom food trucks and restaurant equipment on hold now and bring it back up tomorrow. We have yet another victim we're going to hear from. Spread the word, people. And Larry Perez, listen, man, I've been told 1,000,000 times or more that people are drawing up papers to serve me and that I'm going to be sued. I've been sued. I've been in court. People have come after me in every walk of life, okay? It doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why. I do what I do. I've never lost, ever, once, ever, in court, not a dime. In fact, I have gotten attorney's fees whenever they were appropriate. Some cases don't allow for them. I have sued and gotten attorney's fees, okay? So that's just not a thing that works with me. Oh, we're going to sue. Just please think of something new. Stephen, I'm so sorry you had to wait so long, man. I'm really sorry. I'm going to try to help you the best I can. What's going on?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, and again, I'm really sorry for the wait. Tell me about your tiny house. This is a new trend, man, and I tell you, they're very popular.
Yeah, it's just kind of like affordable housing.
Yeah. Where'd you buy it?
And Tumbleweed Tiny Home Company.
Where'd you find them? Where are they?
Online, they're pretty prominent. They're like one of the industry leaders, I guess.
Tumblewood.
Basically, it's just an RV that, you know, basically has like a wood frame that, you know.
Yeah, well, it depends how they build them. Yeah, so was this all pre-built? And tell me your story. Tell me what's going on.
No, so, you know, I'm in California.
Okay.
And I flew out to Colorado to go meet with these guys.
Okay.
And kind of sit down and design this thing.
Okay.
And so, you know, they basically called me. I filled out my, you know, loan application stuff.
How much was it?
It's going to sound like a lot, $100,000.
No, it doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, depending on what you get. Listen, some RVs can be $100,000. I want to ask straight up a couple questions straight up. Is the house done, in their opinion, not in yours? Is the house done?
Well, it was never started on.
Okay. Did you put any money down?
I put $25,000 down.
And you got zero?
I don't have any. All they did was drawings for me.
Hold on a second. You put $25,000 down when?
When I signed their purchase agreement.
When is that? When?
Oh, last October, and I've been trying to get my deposit back.
October of 2016, you put $25,000 down and did drawings, and that's it, just drawings.
All I have is drawings.
And what is their excuse?
Their excuse is the deposit's non-refundable, and too bad you signed this contract.
Well, hold on a second. That's going to be an easy one. But I'm just hoping they're going to be around.
I think we're probably not hearing everything yet either.
Now, Stephen, when did they say it would be done?
The final drawings were supposed to be done at the end of November, which they weren't. And then the project was supposed to be finished in March. And then basically they never ordered material.
What excuse do they have? I mean, obviously they know something's wrong. You signed a contract, you gave them $25,000, and it's not done. What do they say?
They went and they said that I was approved for a loan. I gave them a deposit, and then all of a sudden now I'm not approved for a loan.
But what will they tell us? That you're not approved, that's it?
Yeah.
That's what they'll tell you. You're not approved, and therefore you don't get your deposit back. Hold on. Just hold on. We're going to call them. This is something that's not going to set well with me. Let's find the other side of the story, though, and then we'll go from there.
He can't keep his damn deposit if he didn't get approved for the loan.
That would be a great scam.
I want to go in that business.
Yeah, you just
and it's got to be approved through us.
That's right.
Whoops, it looks like you just missed it.
He's my approval department. Mark, how's he look?
Not good. Good.
So, Mark, what did you think to find the other side of the story? What do you think's going on?
Sounds like he canceled it because something, and they're saying they don't have a refundable deposit. It sounds like somehow he canceled it, but I mean, that's a total guess. Although I'm generally right. John, I bet you, I'll show you how good I am. You ready for this? I bet you I know where you got your shoes.
You think?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I'll bet you lunch on it.
No way. I bet you where you got your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
This is Denver's Talk Station. More with
I won't lie. I looked at them on the way out.
You must be a good shopper.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Sure.
You got them on your feet.
These guys are moronic juveniles. Look at him. Every time he laughs, this guy laughs every time like he heard it the first time. And that it's the first time. First of all, you didn't word it right. I bet you I can tell you where you got your shoes. Yeah, right? It's not worded right. Where
you got them on your feet.
Where you got. Well, see, I just assumed that in Mark's world, we have a little lower standard of English.
Where you got your shoes?
Hey, man, where you got
I know where you have your shoes. I know where you got your shoes. You got your shoes on your feet. Okay, see? Dan,
it's only funny.
They are like two school kids. Suzanne, they're like little school kids. Middle school. They're middle school. And Dan,
I don't know how you put up with it.
Oh, that's the best.
Everything he says, everything Mark says, he laughs.
No, I don't laugh at anything.
Why are there 6 dead in a nursing home in Florida?
Because they have no
No
power.
power,
Stephen
man.
with the tiny house.
Four.
What's the other side of the story?
No, he said he sent them a demand letter giving them till the 16th. He doesn't want us to call. He just has questions about what his options might be. I'm refreshing your screen.
I want to tap John as an attorney.
I was in New Orleans, hell, 20 years ago. And a kid come up and did that to me.
Oh, yeah.
I said, get the hell out of here. Like a 14-year-old kid.
Oh, Lord, that's funny.
Where do you want to go to dinner tonight?
Right around there.
Where should we go? Where are we going, Mark? You guys are going to that movie, aren't you?
Yeah.
Here's a VIP.
I wonder how many people he's got going to that thing.
750.
Holy shit.
But he said he has VIP seats for us.
Well, aren't we special?
You got to sit up there with the white folks.
I don't even
Look, he's just as juvenile.
You're in the club. You want to be in the club, John?
So
We do rock, paper, scissors.
Do you want to go to Papa Do's?
No.
Really?
No, I don't like Papa.
I know, Landmark. He's like, oh.
They got Mick Lobster now.
We could go to Red Lobster by Park Meadows.
No, I don't want that crap.
You're no fun.
And I had something that was outstanding the other day in Costco. You know how you kind of graze on the food going through Costco?
What'd you get?
They had like this mac and cheese French burger. It's like a hot dog with mac and cheese built into it.
Oh, inside of it?
Oh my God.
A hot dog with mac and cheese inside.
Processed meat
A
with
stuffed
mac
hot
and
dog.
cheese.
I bet it's great. I just don't like like carbs. I don't eat the noodles.
I don't really eat a lot of hot dogs or mac and cheese, but those two combined.
Jump in on
When I was a little kid, I remember eating them all the time.
Smoked up.
Help me if you can.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, and do a lot of other stuff on the way. I'll tell you what, we do get directly involved in this Denver food truck's driving me nuts. Martino will be walking through the door any minute, but I got to tell you, folks, you know how upset we can get at certain things. This guy, Rudy, and then this guy, Larry, you got to watch out for these crooks down there at Denver Custom Food Trucks. No matter what you do, don't let these guys get involved in your life in any way, because there's a heck of a chance they're going to rip you off. Welcome to the show, Tom.
Thank you. Nature Calls. 303-713-TALK. Just kidding. I was on an important investigation assignment. Important. 303-713-8255. Listen, I got to tell you, man, this tiny house thing just has me baffled. You know, Steve goes in and puts 25 grand down. They say he's approved for a loan. Now, here's the deal. No matter what, when you have a contract, okay, there are very seldom in any kind of a contract can people just keep your money, okay? It's very difficult, even if it says non-refundable. There have to be certain conditions. And it's usually courts frown upon that. But let's get right to this deal. They did some drawings, and I want to know, in their mind, they were supposed to get it done in March. Okay, in their mind, if we call them and say, hey, and we are going to call them, Timberland, Tiny Homes, why isn't his house built? Well, he wasn't approved. Is that what they're going to say? Or Tumbleweed? Yep. Tumbleweed, did I say?
Tumbleweed, yeah.
Yeah, Tumbleweed. Okay, so, Stephen, they're going to say, well, you didn't qualify for the loan, right?
You didn't qualify, and your deposit's non-refundable.
Okay, so if you didn't qualify, why should they keep the loan? Why should they keep the money? I mean, why?
In their contract, it says as soon as you submit the deposit, they purchase all the building materials.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So they're going to claim they purchased building materials.
Probably, but
well, they should give them $25,000 worth of building materials then.
Yeah. So I think we need to call them. Can we call them?
Are they based in Colorado?
Yeah, they're in Colorado Springs.
Tumbleweed.
Maybe we just go visit them.
All right. So tell me, why don't you want us to call them?
I sent them a letter last week, just basically saying like you guys are in breach of the contract, and if you have until September 16th to...
So you feel you have to wait. Well, it's a good idea. You did send a demand letter, but I think that you were silly to do that without an attorney. But anyway, you want to wait till the 16th. What questions do you have? You called me. You must have questions.
Yeah, I mean, I know that when you sign those types of contracts, I think RVs are they part of the motor vehicle dealer board?
That it's not an RV. No matter how you stretch it, you're not going to make it an RV. But it doesn't matter. Why do you care? Why do you care about whether it's part of the motor vehicle board or not?
I think in order to sell something like that's it has a VIN number and everything, I think you have to have financing in place.
That's not true.
Sign all the loan.
That's not true.
Before.
That's not true.
Okay.
No. Listen. First of all, I don't want to get into the debate on whether it's an RV or not, because you think it is, John?
Absolutely it is.
Okay. Why would it be an RV if it doesn't move?
It does move.
Well, if it moves, okay, then it is. But he didn't say it was a trailer. He said a tiny house.
It's a tiny home. Tiny homes are built on a trailer chassis.
If you look at the website, it says RV.
Yeah, they are RVs. Absolutely.
But once you put it down, you're taxed, and it's going to be a house, right?
I don't think so, Tom. They keep the wheels on.
Well, then they're not the tiny houses I'm thinking of. There are tiny.
Look them up on there.
Also, Stephen, did you try to get financing elsewhere?
No, they just were like, here's the guy that approved you. It's 7.5% through an email, and then I never saw any
So that was before you put. Hold on. That was before you put the money down.
Yeah.
You have that email that says you were approved.
Yeah, 7.5%.
Well, okay, but when you say to them, I have an email saying I'm approved, what do they say?
No, they did the approval process for me.
I know that. And then they said you were approved, right?
Yeah, but then when they went to go order materials, they realized it wasn't approved. It was probably just a prelim.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have an email from them saying you're approved. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah.
And that email was what you after that email you put a deposit down, right?
Yes.
Okay, these are not hard questions, Stephen. So if you put a deposit down after they told you you were approved, then they said you were not approved, you relied on that email. Even if you were not approved, they said you were. You could argue that they said you were approved just to get you to put money down. I mean, in other words, you didn't talk to the lender, you talked to them. They're the ones that told you you were approved, right?
Right.
Okay, and now they can't just say, well, we're sorry, we were wrong, now we're going to keep your money. The only reason you put the money down is because you were approved, right?
Correct.
And you actually still have a copy of that email?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I saved everything.
All right, let me just say something. First of all, I'm almost positive that we're going to get your money back. I'm almost positive, unless they don't have it. I mean, you can go to court and sue them, and I don't know what they're going to say. If they're going to stay in business, they're going to pay you if they get a judgment, or they're going to go bankrupt. I don't know. I don't know what kind of people we're dealing with. So we're going to have to investigate it, okay? Stephen, so what were your questions, your options? Your options are to sue them or let us make a lot of noise and see what these guys are made of and verify your story. What is your other question?
Could we wait until next week?
Of course. Of course we can. John Fuller, he could simply sue for breach of contract, right?
Sure he could.
I mean, even if he said, anywhere in that contract, does it say you must be approved for a loan before they build it?
Well, I think this is going to be construed against this manufacturer because you can't really condition the security of your deposit on an approval that you have some role in. I mean, that seems counterintuitive.
Stephen, I just want to know, does the contract anywhere say you must have loan approval before we build the house?
No.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is you can tell them to build the house. In other words, you have a contract, you put a deposit down. It's not up to them to foresee the future and predict you're not going to be able to pay. And if they ask you, well, where are you going to get the money? Say, it's none of your freaking business where I'm going to get the money. It's none of your business. You build the house. You were contracted to build it. You build it. You don't get around that argument unless the contract said you must have a loan in place before we start. Can you send us all of your paperwork before next week, Stephen?
Yeah.
All right, send us all of your paperwork. Anthony, you have a question for John Fuller from Fuller Law. That is personalinjuryco.com. What is your question?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
This is for John, either for John or more experienced bankruptcy attorney. If a person has a current and pending personal injury case, and the current attorney refuses to negotiate or argue a case for a more substantial settlement,
why your PI, your personal injury attorney, is refusing to negotiate for a better settlement?
Yeah, he seems to lack the pit bull in his veins, so to speak. He seems to want to just kind of roll over too easily. So the question is, would the firing or termination of the attorney nullify or restrict the ability for the attorney to collect on a lien against the case?
Does he have a lien on the case?
No, but I know he would try to file one. And therefore, if I fire him...
Well, John Fuller Law will tell you. Let's just ask John. John, what happens if you want to fire your personal injury attorney?
All right, so this is a complicated deal, and it's going to go back to your fee agreement with that attorney, and you should start there. Most of the fee agreements that I've seen have a couple different scenarios where the termination of the attorney is dealt with. The question really is the termination for cause, or is the termination not for cause? If the termination, well, really under either scenario, if there's an offer already pending on the case, then generally speaking, the attorney's fee has been earned as to that portion of the matter. And yeah, in the end, they're likely going to get paid their portion of the fee.
But what if you're unhappy with the settlement and you want to go to court? I mean, he signed.
That's your prerogative as a client.
Yes.
But you know, there's risk that go along with that too, Tom. And so I don't know the circumstances of this case, but
the insurance company has made an offer, but the offer has not been accepted. It's way too low, so that by the time he takes his fees, I would actually end up owing money to the different. Creditors.
Well, that would be a
medical provider.
Anthony, let me get this straight. You were in an accident, was it?
Correct.
Okay. How'd you find this attorney?
Personal referrals.
Okay. So you went to this attorney, and you signed a contract, and how long did it take to get an offer?
Probably 6-8 months. It's an ongoing case.
Okay. How much were your total injuries?
Well, that's
physical injuries, hospital bills.
Bills about $14,000.
Okay, and what was the offer?
$13,500.
$13,500. Okay, so did you lose income? What's your yearly income?
$125,000.
How old are you?
61.
What do you do for work?
Construction management.
Okay, so if you're not happy with the settlement, what did he say to do?
That you could file a court case.
Okay, and is he willing to do it?
No, not without me putting money out of my pocket.
Well, the contract probably says that it's one fee until you go to court, then it's another fee possibly. I'm not sure, but does your contract say that?
I believe it does.
Okay, well...
The point is, and I have the right to...
The point is what?
The ultimate yes or no.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But you also can't make him get an offer out of thin air. If he has an offer, I'm not sticking up for the guy, but if he has an offer, you don't like it, he'll go to court. But you have to pay what your fee agreement says. Well, how much more money do you have to pay?
About $2,500.
Okay, and then he probably gets a bigger percentage, right?
Correct.
What does it go to? 45%? What does it go to?
Goes to 40.
40%. Okay, this is not unstandard for personal injury because they bear all the risk. So here's the deal. Why won't you do it then? If you don't like the settlement and they won't up the settlement, why won't you go to court?
Because of the out-of-pocket expenses.
Well, but Anthony, you can't blame this guy because you don't want to pony up the money you agreed to pony up. Why are you blaming him? I hear you saying, I don't like, no, here's what you're saying. I don't like the offer.
He's not willing to play hardball with the insurance company.
Anthony, do you know insurance companies, what do you mean hardball? They're not stupid. What do you mean?
Let me jump in, though, for a second. I use Fuller. You know I use Fuller. We got into an accident, and when they came back with the lowball thing, he was all over it. He said, we're not going to take this.
Don't you
There is people, like what he said, with that pit bull in their blood, and he's one of them.
Well, hold on. But what I'm saying is the insurance company probably doesn't care whether he's a pit bull or not when it came to that offer. John, weigh in on this. What do you think?
Tom, because I fully know and understand, and all you guys do too, it's the insurance companies, it's their in their playbook. It's their first thing.
Well, how do you know he didn't ask for more money?
Well, we did at one time, but then they came back with their same...
Well, Anthony, again, I have to take this break, but it's amazing to me that you are not firing him because he's not doing his job. You're firing him because you don't like his tactics. If he asks for more money and they refuse to give more money, what do you think? If he yells and screams, it's going to help? Say, you better give him more money, damn it, or I'm going to take you to court and I'll go all the way to the Supreme Court. That's a lot of BS. Insurance companies don't care about that. When Mark says that John Fuller has pit bull, what he meant was John can outline the actions he's going to take, but the insurance company has to know he has a case. You can't BS beyond the facts. Can you, John? I mean, really, you have to have something to go on.
Absolutely. Yeah, every case. I would be interested in hearing more about this case and the merits of why he's not getting an offer.
So hold on a second. Just hold on. Mark, siding, Eco Homes, you found them.
I love them. They've been on the referral list for a while.
I know, but you found them on the referral list and said, these guys are great because you were looking for someone who could do some siding for someone, and these guys specialize in siding, and that's all they do. And to me, that seemed odd since siding is usually an aside for people.
But they do all siding.
All siding. Absolutely. And
really it came up like this, real quick, Tom. Here's exactly what happened. I had a bunch of complaints over the hailstorms in Colorado Springs, how every roofer became siding experts as well, and there was a lot of problems.
Right.
So we found Eco Home Exteriors, and they're absolutely wonderful people.
Okay, so here's what we got. We have every kind of siding you can think of, and we have a special...
Including repairs.
Including repairs. And that's another thing. Many times you can't find people to do repairs, whether they did the siding or not.
Yep.
They will do the repairs. And they're specialists, and they are usually... Because they're specialists, and this is what they do, and they're quick and efficient, they're usually better priced.
Fast free, no, fast free estimates. Give them a call right now. 720-639-4477. Eco Home Exteriors, 720-639-4477.
This report is brought to you by
I looked at that and I erased. How are you erasing it twice? No, I put it in my production folder, and I swear to God, it just pisses me off.
That's funny.
No, I just can't believe I did. I can't believe that I erase these people every day. So hold on, let me look for it before you.
Denver's fine. Yeah. We got to rename that.
Yes, I know it.
It is the nuttiest thing to have that under Denver's fine.
Yeah.
Where the hell is it?
I have a folder in there, but it's probably empty.
Quarterly tax day.
Wouldn't you say most places like the Strong Arm in these places, they do take the quickest offer, maybe not all the time.
Yes, but I think he's unfair when he says, well, he just doesn't have... Okay, I got it.
For 10% off.
Stem Cell Institute of America is in Denver, and the way they do business is the way I highly recommend you do business if you want to be in stem cell therapy. And that is, don't expect people to blindly make appointments and simply subject themselves to stem cell treatment. Most people don't know exactly what it is. They don't know how it works. To find out, Stem Cell Institute of America, they provide free, informational, no-obligation seminars. That's it. Totally. No obligation whatsoever. They just ask that you reserve a seat because they can get crowded. You will get everything you need to know to make life-changing decisions about stem cell therapy. They have them all over the place. Denver, the Tech Center, Littleton, Boulder, Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, and other areas. Start living once again. Go to one of these seminars. Then, if you are satisfied with what you hear and you want to make an appointment, go ahead. 855-262-4040. That's 855-262-4040. Stem Cell Institute of America. That's where you're going to find out everything you need to know to make an informed decision about stem cell therapy. 855-262-4040.
I'm excited I'm getting a total knee replacement.
Well,
I don't understand why.
Well, here's the deal. The attorney's put in a hammer clause into his fee agreement that if the client doesn't like the settlement, he can just say, fine, bring me $5,000, which no client can ever do. I don't do that. I advance all the costs, period, start to finish. So we never have that discussion. I would like to sometimes, but I never have. But this attorney is doing it. He's got to have nothing but pissed off clients that aren't happy because they say, well, Tom, it's $12,500. Or bring me $5,000, and they walk out of there pissed off, you know. And so he's forcing them to agree to the settlement, even though they're pissed off and they're not happy.
Okay.
You can't, you know, a case with $12,500 in meds is not going to settle for $13,000 unless there's problems with liability, there's problems with the frequency, duration, and type of treatment, unless there's credibility issues, unless there's comparative negligence. There's a lot of variables, you know. Maybe the guy treated with a chiropractor and nobody else, and he didn't go to the doctor for 3 or 4 weeks after the accident. That could be a problem. There is a problem with this case. We just haven't hit on what it is. But, you know, the case should probably settle for twice that, you know. And I've never had a case in my 16 years of doing this where a client had to come to the table with money to pay off medical bills. That's just not possible.
No, of course not.
I fucking negotiate those son of guns every time before we're ever done, and we've never had a client bring money to the table. That's just not ever going to happen. I would, you know, I'm not going to say that on the air, but that's just not what happens. It's just not. Now, I can legally and ethically only talk about the circumstances under which I would take over the representation, so it's hard for me to get too deep with this guy on the air.
Sure.
But I'm just telling you, that's what's going on here. And the attorney's got a hammer clause in there, and I don't think that's very cool. That's just the word I just put on it. He's got the ultimate ability to whack the client and force him to make the decision he wants to make. Because no client can walk in the door with $5,000 or something. Ask him how much.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, I want Anthony to know that I am not a fan of this fee agreement, but he did sign it. In other words, when I say it's not uncommon for a bigger percentage when you go to court, John Fuller, for example, he has one fee agreement, and no, just hold on, Anthony. Just hold on, please. I have to make this point. It's important. John Fuller, when somebody signs an agreement with you, it's one agreement. That's it. They don't have to pony up more cash.
That's correct. I advance all the cost of my case.
Okay. So if they want to go to court, if they are unhappy and the settlement is insulting, you go to court.
Yeah. I mean, I think my role, Tom, in every PI case that I have is to help inform the client with enough information to make the right decision.
Okay, so this guy says if you don't like the settlement, maybe Anthony's right. This guy might sit back and say, hey, this is the settlement. If you don't like it, bring me $2,500. I mean, if he does that, and then the guy says, well, then I don't want to, he's going to lose a lot of clients. I don't see... so he's kind of forcing them to take the lower offer. It's quite possible. But how would Anthony do that to accuse him of that and prove it, though? You can't. Like, to get his money back. Not to get his money back, but to be free of the case. How can he do it?
Right. Well, go ahead, sir.
I have some emails that even imply that he's not fully competent and conscientious, in my opinion. And
what do you mean? He wrote an email saying that he's not competent?
No, I would email back and forth with him and very articulate and specify something, and then he would come back and answer that email with okay, I'll go ahead and make this offer. I didn't.
Now, Anthony.
I didn't say to make an
Anthony,
offer.
I know. Anthony, here's the deal. He might be a bad attorney. Anthony, I'm not arguing with you about him. He may be a bad attorney. He may have a bad fee agreement, to make you pony up another $2,500. He may not have a killer instinct. But here's what I'm saying. The only thing I'm saying, it's going to be difficult to get rid of him with an offer on the table. It's going to be difficult to get rid of him without paying something. I'm just telling you the truth. You can't just make accusations like you're making. A judge is not going to look at those emails and say, Anthony, you're right. This guy's a bimbo. This guy's a moron. It's not going to happen, Anthony. Even though it sounds like he is, it's not going to work that way. So you're kind of stuck with him. I don't know, John, do you think, is it easy to get rid of a personal injury attorney?
Unless there's cause, generally no, when there's an offer on the table. Listen, everybody would love to get a big offer and then say, great, you're fired, and not have to pay a fee. But the fee agreements are pretty clear that once an offer's been made, the attorney's at least earned his keep for that portion of the offer.
John, if the insurance company is only offering $13,500 for medical bills that total $13,500, and he takes his 35%, which is $4,725.
Just make your point. Go ahead.
I got it.
Therefore, I am going to have to owe $4,725.
No, that's stupid. No, that's Anthony. Anthony, that's stupid, but it's not his fault.
Tom, let me finish.
Anthony, no, I'm not going to let you finish because we heard your point. It's stupid that you have to come to the table with money. Anthony, we are not arguing with you on the quality of the offer. We are not arguing with you. What I am saying is, if the insurance company digs their heels in, you are stuck with that fee agreement. You can't put the blame on him. If you don't like him, fire him and wait to see what happens. He's going to come after you. And then you have to...
That's why the question of does filing bankruptcy either before, after, or during the settlement process and receipt of any monies restrict him...
If you file, listen, if you get your settlement, right? First of all, you're not going to get it because he's going to have his money. He's going to get it first. They're not going to give you the money without paying him.
Not if he's fired.
Okay. If you want to try to use bankruptcy,
I got this.
Insurance company.
Go ahead, John. John, go ahead.
So
bankruptcy will take the money, actually.
So your question is, can you seek protection from the bankruptcy court by a planned strategic bankruptcy filing that you just came on a national radio show to describe your strategy? Is that going to work out in your favor?
No,
sir.
It's not. What I'm saying, Anthony, is even if you didn't disclose it on the radio show, he'll be a creditor. And you'll have an asset, and they will take the trustee. By the way, the trustee has a vested interest in paying debts because they get a commission. So the trustee will look at your contract and determine that you owe the money, and they're not going to listen to your opinion. They're going to see the contract, see that you have a contract with him, see that you just got paid the money or you're going to be paid the money. They will take those proceeds in the bankruptcy court. You won't even get them. A bankruptcy will not get you out of paying this. The only way it would get you out of paying this is if some magical solution, the insurance company cuts you a check. You cash it, put it in your bank, you keep it, you spend it, and then you file bankruptcy. I mean, but that won't happen.
Larry, Anthony, what needs to be going on here is your medical bills need to be negotiated by your attorney. There's more than one way to skin a cat here, and it's very unlikely that you're going to have to come out of pocket to get this case resolved, especially to the tune of like $4,000. That's just not going to happen.
Listen, if you want, we'll call your... Do you want us to call your attorney?
No, I'm very competent to do that, Tom. Why should I...
Anthony, it doesn't sound like you know what you're talking about. So if you say you're very competent, you should suggest to him that you talk to him about the make-whole doctrine and you talk to him about getting the medical bills reduced.
Talking over everybody, Tom. Why don't you let me finish what I was going to say?
You know what, John? Let me just say something. We're done. We're done, okay? I'll tell you why, Anthony. You say the same thing over and over. I have heard everything you had to say. Say something new. Go ahead.
If he takes his 35%, which is $4,725 fee, and I end up owing that to the medical creditors, why should I pay $4,725 for a case where
you've said that before, Anthony? You keep saying the same thing. Why should you have to take a lousy offer and bring money to the closing table? And what we told you is you don't have to if you get him to negotiate your medical bills, because most medical providers will reduce their bills according to the settlement. Did you just hear me? Because you think I'm not listening, but I am. You're the one not listening, Anthony, and you say you're competent. You know what? You're trying to do a bankruptcy to get out from paying this guy. Listen, I don't blame you. The guy sounds like a lousy attorney, but you have a fee agreement, and you're stuck with him. What we're trying to do is get you the best result. So I'm going to make the offer to you. We can call him and suggest to him strategies that may yield you more money. Do you want us to do it?
No.
Bye. This guy sucks. He really sucks. And you know what I'm getting tired of? I'm getting tired of people saying, like him, that I don't listen when they say the same damn thing over and over and over. And I know exactly what he's going to say. And he said nothing new, but he said the same thing over and over and over. He doesn't like the settlement. Why should he have to bring cash? Why should he have to pay? Why should he have to accept this? That's the point. You get yourself in a jam and you have the nerve to call yourself competent? I'll bet you that we could have called your attorney and gave him strategies to help you. But you don't want to. God, you'd be a nightmare for a client. It would just be a matter of negotiating with the medical providers. They know this is coming. When they get settlements less than you owe, they know what's happening. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John, please a final word on this, because I don't want to sound like I'm going crazy here, but this guy is nuts.
Well, I don't know if the guy is nuts or not, but I can tell you that your assessment is right. So here's the deal. In every single personal injury case, the settlement amount is kind of a moving target. There's a million different things that go into it and a million things that justify the final amount, okay? But at the end of every single case, you're also negotiating those medical bills, and you're looking for the end number. It doesn't really matter what the settlement is if it gets eaten up completely, and it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the end result and what goes in the client's pocket.
Right,
so,
exactly.
That's big picture.
That's right. And I don't think his attorney is good. I don't think he knows better.
I don't know if it is or not. We don't know enough about the case to know why the insurance company is offering the amount that they're offering, and that'd be probably where I would start. There's something there that we don't know about.
And here's the point, though. I think the attorney is incompetent because he's not trying, or according to him, if we take him as his word, this guy is just waiting for settlements and then is going to settle. That's what it sounds like to me. And he's going to force his client into settling. So just so he knows for sure, I'm not siding with the attorney. I think he's a lousy attorney, but he doesn't know what he's doing, and we could help him. Let's talk about Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. If you are plagued with tinnitus, and I hope you're not, that's a buzzing, a ringing, a humming in the ear. It's not really, actually it comes from the brain and the nerves. It doesn't actually come from the eardrum itself in most cases. This is great news because Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center has a treatment that is a permanent solution. It has not come back in the subjects tested thus far. It's unbelievable. It's called the Synchra. Now, if you want to try this, they have a trial program you can take part in where you can limit your costs drastically to see if it's doing any good. If that doesn't work, they have other treatments. Desyncra is good for certain tinnitus and certain frequency ranges. And then they have other treatments for other tinnitus. The bottom line is Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center are the only ones at the forefront of tinnitus research and hearing loss, either one or both. And they will let you try hearing aids as well with no obligation for 2 weeks. A trial run. Give them a call for an evaluation, 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Helpforringing.com.
This report is brought to you by
Which one, Mark?
It was on every CSP
It was
site.
at the hit and run?
Yep. They caught the guy. 28-year-old
Was it
Adrian Escalante.
Michigan place or something? Or?
I don't remember. But I just remember everywhere we drove that Saturday. It was everywhere. It was
That kid up in Adams County?
No, he was downtown Denver.
Was he
man.
Mexican?
Yeah.
Was he legal?
Yeah, was he legal?
I don't know.
You shouldn't say Mexican, was he Hispanic?
Why can I say American, Canadian, but you can't say
You should
Mexican?
have Pro Auto and
Rockies
Rockies.
nationality.
Well, I didn't say it. What do you mean?
When you said yes, he was Mexican. It could have been
At the end?
Guatemala. It could have been Ecuador.
This guy said I'm quite competent.
Looking for a car, SUV, van, a pick-me-up truck, whatever you're looking for, you'll find clean, well-priced, valuable used cars at Rockies. I'll tell you what, they are proud of their pricing. That's why they clearly mark the prices on all of the vehicles. They want you to shop around. But please, when you do, make Rockies one of the stops. And then write down what you're shopping for. So many people try to do it by memory. Make a little spreadsheet. And then get the bottom line from those other dealers. Many of them won't even mention a price. But that's what you do then. Then you go and find a similar vehicle at Rockies. And you'll see savings. Now listen. Not only do they have all kinds of variety in automobiles and price ranges, but they have a variety in financing as well. 40 lenders to choose from, so you can find one right for you. One thing that you'll know, though, when you go to Rockies, there will be no games, there will be no gimmicks. You find the car, they give you great trade value because they want to sell most of the trades right there, and then the rest you either pay off or finance. And when you go down the road, it's 100% done. They're not going to call you back with crazy excuses that they couldn't get you financed and you have to bring the car back or pay for its use or surrender your down payment. It doesn't happen at Rockies. Good, clean, square deals with good people. 303-426-4646, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. That's Rockies.
Have a legal question? What do you do? Bell and Pollock, we're injury attorneys in our day.
But in our radio lives, we're here to answer your legal questions on.
Does Rockies ever come on for a question?
Helping people for years.
I'd like to ask them if they see used car prices going up because of the hurricane.
What's happening?
Well, they see if used car prices are going to go up because of the hurricane.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry. I'm sure they will.
Call them at 303.
Did you have something?
Are used car prices going up because of the hurricanes?
Oh, they will. That's a good topic too for Car Day. Remind me that. That's a great topic. Not just flood cars we have to worry about, but the prices in general are going to be huge. New cars too, because they're going to be all shipped there.
They always said that.
Nothing but net.
Dan heard it.
You coined that phrase.
One time I wanted to just say nothing but bad. What is wrong with me? Can you analyze
Nothing but filing cabinet. Nothing but ground. Nothing but walls.
You got too much heat on it.
You're thinking too much. Relax.
Okay.
All right, 61 for 5.
Whose is this? Is this yours? Who would leave that in the studio?
That's Ross's.
Oh, okay.
That's his brand.
I got no problem.
No, I think that's his brand.
Fuller.
Yay!
Okay, now that I did it, I can do it. If I do 6 in a row, it'll make me the best in the world.
Make you
Hey guys,
there's 2.
Talking about the news that's happening as it's happening. Denver's talk station.
Oh, there it goes.
Down the street.
No.
FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com. With his unique and exclusive negotiating power, I'm telling you, he's so cool. Some people, they list their houses at this really high price and say, oh, my guy thinks I can get way this much money, and then they sits on the market, right? And then if they have to reduce the price, it shows weakness. Frank actually may not list your house at what you think you should get. And what happens is he knows right where to price it to get the maximum, because he starts a bidding war. And it always happens. And in a great market, when you get one bid, you think about it, then you get another one, then you let them know, and you end up getting more than the other people listed to begin with. It's a price bracketing approach. As long as you know the lowest price you're willing to take, and of course the highest price you want, of course, is high, you can pick a price in between to attract multiple buyers. Frank has so many tricks. When you list your house with him, you will love him. In fact, he doesn't even hold you to the contract if you want out, because he knows that he has to earn your business every day. That's Frank Duran, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, so so many people have been ripped off by concrete contractors. Isn't that one of the most common of all the trades in the contracting field? Steve's yet another one.
Big time.
When it comes to contractors, and if you had to break it down, I would say concrete is probably, Mark, the last 5 or 6 major problems in the last couple of years have been concrete.
Yeah.
Steve, what's happening?
Well, I've been ripped off by a concrete company.
Yep, just coincidentally. No, I saw it up there. That's why I talked about it. So let's find out the story now. When you say ripped off, first of all, let's just get right to it. Did you get anything for your money?
I got my cracks in my driveway filled.
Okay, so tell the story. How'd you find the guy?
Well, apparently what he told me is my neighbors down the street had 2 driveways put in.
And he was in the neighborhood?
Pardon me?
He said he was in the neighborhood?
Correct. And he drove by my house. He turned back around, and he comes up and talks to me and says, I want to put my sign in your yard because your house looks really nice. I said, well, that's cool. He says, what I want to do is resurface your driveway so I can get some advertisement going. And he says, I'll do it for $600. And I said, well, that sounds pretty good. I said, but what I'd like to do...
That's the oldest tricks in the book. He happens to be in the neighborhood, and he's going to give you a discount for putting a sign up.
Yeah, but he said he worked down the street.
Yeah, that's what I mean, in the neighborhood, right.
Yeah, so I talked to that contractor down there. He had no idea who these 2 guys were. So that was...
Okay, yeah, after the fact. Did you pay the guy money?
I did.
How much?
$2,000.
Up front?
Up front.
Then what did he do?
He cashed my check that night.
What did he do then?
He did the patchwork on my driveway. See,
now, is the patchwork done okay?
I don't think it's that great. I mean, I can still see where there's some cracks.
After the patchwork, what was he supposed to do?
He was going to extend my driveway entrance, so he had to pull a permit to do that. Come to find out, he's not licensed to even do that.
Okay, so he never did anything but the crack fill.
Correct.
Okay, and how much, if you had to value that work, do you think it is? What do you think?
Considering he was going to resurface it for $600.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking if you had to hire someone to crack fill, what do you think? How many cracks? Just tell me what you think that job is worth. It's not his fault that he's an idiot and he said he was going to do the whole driveway.
I'm an idiot for giving him money.
No, did he say he was going to?
I would say material and time spent, $250.
For crack fill, I think no. I think you can't get anything done for that. But okay, let's just.
For what they did, I mean, they didn't grind that
okay.
traction.
Let's say so let's say $250. Okay. So now you're way under. What happened? Did he just not show up? What happened?
Well, it was a hard time getting a hold of him. He never returned phone calls.
Where is he now? Like, is he still around?
You can call his number and you get his answering machine.
And that's it. So he he never showed up again and never called you back. He's in violation of the Contractors Trust Act. He's probably from out of town.
Well, he says he lives here. The last time this contract was on the 1st of August.
Okay.
Right? Last time I talked to him was the 14th of August. And I was telling him, this isn't going right. You guys aren't calling me back. He says, you know what, I'll just give you your money back.
Yeah, that's a lie.
I'm sorry I knocked on your door. I said, well, honestly, I'm sorry I answered the door.
Yeah.
And that was the last I heard from him.
What's the name? Tell me some names. What's his name?
His name is Sonny McMillan.
Sonny McMillan. Yeah, that's a real name.
His brother is Nicholas McMillan.
Sonny McMillan and Nicholas. And Nick was with him?
Damn McMillans.
Yep.
Sonny McMillan, and what's the name of the company?
Though the estimate says Discount Paving and Driveway, the flyer says Discount Paving and Concrete.
God, this thing just reads Craigslist everywhere.
Listen, man, I can't... Mark has an expression, and this is not directed at you. I can't help stupid. Meaning stupid. No. I don't mean that really personally. What I mean is stupid mistakes. Sometimes people just get so buried, there's really not much we can do. I mean, let's face it. You know this guy either drank the money, put it up his nose, or spent it somewhere else, right?
Well, he says that his brother took the money and took off. And so he was going to try to make it right. He says, "I'll tell you what I'll do." He says, "I'll give you $1,000 back, and I'll go ahead and finish off your driveway." I said, "You know what? I'll take that instead of having a total loss."
And then what?
And then he showed up one day. I called him. He showed up with another guy, and the guy's looking around. He says, "I'll tell you what. We'll give you $1,100 back." And his last comment was that we have three hours of prep work.
Well, did you get any money at all?
No, nothing. And I don't have a physical address even to take them to small claims.
So what, Steve, like I said, you did everything wrong, man. You don't have an address. You don't have information. You don't have anything. I mean, really, I don't know what we can do. You have his phone number. What is it?
It is 720-582-5659.
Okay, so
then I looked it up on the Colorado Secretary of State, and it's listed as Discount Concrete and Paving, LLC, with his brother as the name. The principal office is listed here. I went there. It's an empty building.
It doesn't get any better. I mean, my God, they saw you.
Steve did a great... No,
remember Jay Lopez? This sounds like Jay Lopez again.
Steve did a great job researching.
Yeah, but the fact. You can go on the Colorado Secretary of State and open up any company and put it anywhere in 13 minutes.
No, what I'm saying is after the fact, he did a pretty good job. He did. Now you know something. You've learned. You'll do it now from now on.
Maybe we can help him find this brother that absconded with the money.
Let's try to help you somehow, okay? Let's put the word out. Let's see if we can find the guy somewhere. I mean, truly, if he has a residence and he's somewhere, you know, if you went to small claims court and got a judgment, you know, and this guy really does work around, and we could find. Now, this is a dream, a daydream, but let's just say we find the guy, get him served. You go to small claims court, you get a lien. You get a judgment, and then what happens? What the great thing is, you find out where he's going to work, and you serve the homeowner with a garnishment. I mean, Mark, you know, I know crazier things have happened.
You didn't correct me when I said absconded instead of absconded.
Oh, okay, absconded. That's right. There was a joke. I get it. But I come to expect that as John Fuller. No, as John Fuller said.
Here we go.
The bar is pretty low when it comes to your English. So, Steve, do you want us to take a stab at it? Suzanne, I assume that you called that number. If not, 720-582, and he said 5659.
Yeah.
Let's call it. See what happens. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, I used to call these people live on the air, but my program director says can't do that. And I agree, by the way, I agree that technically it's against FCC regs, but that's only if it violates somebody. Like if somebody complains. My thing is, if somebody's a scumbag and lying, cheating fool, let's say we have established it, and we want to call them live and say you're a scumbag, like we used to do with the IRS scammers and all that.
Yeah, that are over in Pakistan.
Yeah, in my opinion, they're not going to like complain to the FCC, you know, about me and say, he violated my rights. It's not going to happen. So I think, you know, no harm, no foul. But he seems to think because it is against the regs that it still counts. And it could. I mean, for example, he said if somebody from the FCC was listening, maybe they could file a complaint.
See,
I want to look that up. I want to look that up.
I personally think Tim has great judgment, and I will always listen to what he says.
No, I'm not talking about his judgment. I'm just wondering, can a complaint be filed if there is no victim? That's what I was wondering. Okay, I got to take this break, right? Oh, my God, I'm running out of time. Pro Auto Care. Al Aramis, he's been around for 25 years, and I'm one of his customers for many of those years. He takes care of my car, and I'll tell you what, Al Aramis is really a man of integrity. He also has a lot going on, like you know what? You don't have to go to the dealer to get your warranty work done, right, Al?
Absolutely. We still hear it to this day. We talk about
I'm sorry. I said your warranty work. Your regular maintenance, I meant. You don't have to go to a dealer.
Absolutely you don't. Yeah, your warranty's the free stuff. you're not paying for it. That's warranty.
Right.
They're fixing your car. But all the service and maintenance repair, our stuff is not going to void your warranty. Plus, here's what I want to put up there. All the repairs on just about every single dealership that you go across this town, it's 12 months, 12,000 miles on their repairs and service and everything. Ours is 3 years, 36,000 miles. It's national.
I love that.
Roadside assistance. This is included. You don't pay extra. There's no gimmicks. We're going to take care of you. We meet and beat the dealers' prices. We got great deals online. Been doing this for a long time, and you're going to see the difference when you come in and experience our service.
You really will. That's Pro Auto. 303 Pro Auto is the phone number. By the way, Al, do you know what that number is? I always say 303 Pro Auto. Do you know the actual number by heart without looking? Do you know what it is?
303-776-2886.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I didn't think you would. Okay, did you?
Yeah, I'm not smarter than I look.
Yeah.
Radio.
Well, that's good. 303 Pro Auto, and the website is 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by Lifeway.
There's a few slow spots in the Highway Drive in the metro area. Highway 287.
That's good. Smarter than you look.
I mean, as far as remembering that, I always say 303 Pro Auto, and I never really drive downtown. And southbound I-25 is improving. Early crash there. I should have. That's been cleared out of the way. Still residual backups to about Park Taking my chance. I didn't take my chance for that personal injury attorney thing to slam Brian Moore.
You had every opportunity.
The Walking Dead.
God, you see all the looters going on down there, man?
Holy moly, that sucks, man. Taking advantage of. I mean, if you're looting from other people, are they looting from the stores? I don't know.
No, it's all the Miami diversity crowd that's breaking into like tennis shoe places and come running out with handfuls of boxes and shit.
No justice, no peace.
No, but I will. You want, yeah. Okay, I'll try to come up with one. Thanks for reminding me. I'll do it really quick. I'll look down.
Real Estate Academy is now giving away their Fortunes and Flipping Kit for free. This kit has helped thousands of people.
Come on, Southwest, hook me up now.
If we want to do that, don't you think we deserve a couple pairs of shoes?
And learn the secrets of flipping houses without people's money. Partnering with
No.
the NBA Real Estate Academy Network to get your
Just saying.
I tell you what, man, there was a guy down in the Keys that during the middle of the damn hurricane, a guy came and broke the window out of his door and reached in and opened his deadbolt, came walking in and was like, oh, I didn't realize you were here. He got his picture as he was chasing the guy out the door. Most people on Facebook would like, I'd have shot his ass right there.
Hell yeah.
Done. You know, sorry, we just never found him, you know.
He was in the bayou.
Alligator Alley.
Today the 13th.
What will be the human being faster, a pig or an alligator?
Oh, what did you say?
Look at all the available flights for tomorrow to go to Fort Lauderdale.
Are they like next to nothing, too?
Yeah.
You know who got really screwed was Texas, man.
They're doing that on purpose, right?
Because the whole country was looking at them and
they're not available, but there's other flights.
The flights are going. They're just completely booked. People are trying to get back.
They took their eye off of it then?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Who's this artist?
This is Portugal the Man.
Portugal the Man.
And it's a man singing.
Hey, by the way, tomorrow we're going to have a great thing starting on referralist.com, and you can get to it from troubleshooter.com. Screaming deal.
Whoa!
Oh, you didn't want me to tell anybody? Or are we not going to do it?
No.
Okay.
Deputy Dan will jump on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he started calling a guy yesterday, I swear to God. He starts calling on one. He saw one of the screaming deals Mark was typing up.
I was blowing my top.
And he called to get it. And I said, Dan, that's for everyone else, not for us. Although they weren't limited. It wouldn't have hurt them, right? Okay, what's going on, Mike, with your wind damage, sir? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm been getting run around by my insurance company.
What's happening? Who's your insurance?
It's Pacific Specialty. I got it through a broker in Denver.
Okay, and where is the property located?
It's in Howard, Colorado, a town of about 1,200 people.
All right.
Outside of.
And it was just wind damage?
Yeah, they had some tremendous winds back in March, and it pulled trees out of my yard.
And what are they disputing?
They only want to give me a half a roof, and I can't find any comparable shingle. I've been to every...
Hold on. Why will they only do a half roof?
What kind of shingles are they? T-lock?
First of all, no, they aren't.
Well, why will they only do... What did they say? Why are they only doing half?
because they said only half of the roof was damaged, but I can't find any replacement shingles because they no longer make them anymore. And I can't get any colors or anything to match.
That is interesting. How would Jay at Excel handle that? If the insurance company's only paying half and they can't find that same color,
well, then you know,
the guy pays for the rest, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for it. There's no way around it. I mean, you can't force them to put on a new roof for the whole thing. Mike, the fact that you can't find comparable shingles is not their fault, except in some cases with T-locks, I thought I heard that they were replacing the entire roof.
Because they have to.
Why?
That's what they did with my house in Aurora.
Hold on. Can we get you on? Let's get Compass Insurance on for an opinion. And if we can't fit you in today, we'll get it in first thing
you know what? Jay might be able to deal with his insurance company and get this done.
Maybe. Well, let's ask Jay Bretz and Compass Insurance. Bring Mike back tomorrow, and we'll ask both Jay and Compass what they would do. Bill, what's going on with you? What did you want, Suzanne? What? Tell me. What?
Well, Steve with the contractor, the concrete guy, he's already has an update for us. I just wanted you to take it real quick.
Hold on, Bill. I'm sorry. Thanks. Steve, what's happening?
Well, as I was on hold here, he ended up calling me. And
That's because you gave his number out and he probably got 100 calls.
Well, hope if that's what works, right?
What did he say?
He said he's going to drop a check off to me tonight.
Okay, you're going to report back tomorrow. Lunch.
For $1,500, and then when he gets the extra the other five...
Listen, if you get $1,500, I'll jump for joy, and you tell Sonny, I will announce it on the air, so that's good. I'm glad. See, this show has so much power because of you guys. Hey, Bill, what's happening with, now this is a personal bankruptcy. What's going on?
Well, Tom, I'm actually calling in from my son-in-law.
Yes.
He got turned over in a truck lease. It was an equipment lease, but it's a big rig.
Okay.
And he was told because he went and actually bought the truck or found the truck, the lease company did the purchase and did the lease through them.
That's the way it works.
Anyways, place he bought it from said, hey, there was a rebuild 30,000 miles ago, but they didn't have the paperwork, but they said they would get that.
I'm running out of time. I will talk to you off the air. Just hang on, all right? And then the rest of you, remember, Troubleshooter.com, referrallist.com, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. And this is the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, it's Lynn and Michelle.
The Sisters for Brothers.
And our marketing folks told us...
Okay, Bill, we're off the air. Really quickly, what's going on? Bill, hold on.
Convincing is how long it's done with homeowners, whether it's plumbing.